And we are live. Welcome everyone to the Sunday service. Thank you so much for making it. There are people. There are people who are at the Sunday service so early today. Like guys, there is no gossip. There is no receipts. Why are some people on this Sunday service so early than the usual time? I see Trinidadian living in Finland. Trini, I see you there. Trini, leave me alone. Trini, I know you're looking for receipts. Leave me alone. I don't have anything. I come in peace. We have a guest. You can see the beautiful guest on the screen. Trini, I don't want drama. Leave me. I see Tandra. Welcome, welcome, Tandra. Nice to see you. I see Tamika. I see Fluffy Diva in the house. Welcome, welcome, Fluffy Diva. I see Red's Room. Red's Room TV, nice to see you as well. Thanks so much for coming in. And to everybody else who is coming in, thank you so much for making it. There's a link that is pinned on top of my chat. That link will take you directly to 60 plus channel. We need to get that house to 800, like in the next 5 minutes, if possible. Make sure you are connected to her. Go and watch the rest of the show from there because she's working so hard to get her WH as well. So click on that link. It will throw you over to her live stream. We are multi-streaming both in the US and in Kenya. So make sure you are connected to Q over on the other side. Okay. Yes. Before you start collecting receipts. I see Kelly. Kelly is in the building. Welcome, welcome, Kelly. Kelly is in the house. That green vegan. Thank you so much for coming in. Kelly, how you doing? It's so nice to see you at the Sunday service and beautiful show you did with Red's Room the other day. Thank you so much for making it. Yes, guys, if you have not yet connected to 60 Plus and Sophie, the link is on top of my live stream. Just click on that link. It will throw you over to her live stream. Stay there for the rest of the show. However long we stay here, don't worry, we're not going to stay here for 10 hours. I'm just 60. How long do you think we are going to stay at the Sunday service? Just checking here.
I got all day.
I love say I got all day.
Just know you'll hear the doorbell for Sophie. She want to go outside. You'll hear the bell.
Thank you so much. I see a lot of people already come. What is your favorite color? You're looking amazing in blue, by the way.
Thank you. I do love denim. You asked what my favorite color is?
Yes.
Well, I have two favorite colors. They are pink and orange.
Pink and orange.
And I actually like them together.
Okay. Pink and orange. I'm a man, so men, we are horrible when it comes to colors. But just checking in. I'm trying to see what is the blend between pink and orange. Tandra, help me. Tandra on the chat, help me. Help me. Tandra, tell me the blend between pink and orange, because guys, I want you to drop some nice hearts for 60 plus on her chat based on her favorite color. You can pick the one that you find it easier. I think you'll find the heart. Okay, I already see Sharon got the orange heart. Somebody already got the pink heart. Yeah, please drop those nice hearts. You can even drop all of them. We don't need to look for like a blend.
All of them. Red hearts are beautiful. So
yeah. Peach.
Well, I guess.
Peach. Yeah. Okay, Tandra. Thank you so much, Tandra, for that. I know Tandra is always like the scientist in case I want to ask things that are more technical, because she's mostly, the rest are so unserious. You ask them things, they'll tell you their own things. So Tandra is always a serious one. So I had to try. Hey, Simply Debbie, welcome, Simply Debbie. Nice to see you. Thanks so much for coming in. Yes, guys, make sure you're connected over there to 60 plus. Thank you so much. Please do that. And yes, you can drop those nice compliments. I know somebody already said, "Oh, I love her hair." I know somebody already said, "Oh, I love her background." I know you're already collecting receipts. So yeah, whatever compliments you want to drop for her, drop them there so that before we start, she feels comfortable, she feels warm, she feels welcome. And guys, that is a channel that is on the road to 1K plus. That is a channel that is on the road to 1K, and I prophesy that channel is going to hit 1K sooner than we realize. Make sure you're connected to no pressure. Make sure you're connected to you do know it's going to happen to you.
I do appreciate the compliments, and I left my hair down just for y'all, but in a little bit it will be going back in this because it is hot.
Right. I like how you can see her favorite colors over on her channel banner. It looks so amazing. Like, guys, what you can see the pink and you can see the orange towards the extreme ends of the banner. That right there it is. I see Debbie Sue says Q is a beautiful person inside and out.
Oh, thank you. Thank
She is, and
you.
I will tell you I met Q courtesy of my brother Renzo, because and that's why she's here today at the Sunday service. Tandra is like excited that she's the serious one. Tandra, don't push my compliments. Let it go. And then Trini says, I love her smile. Oh, thank
Thank
you so much
you.
for that.
Thank you.
We,
I try to
guys, I
do
have
a
been
lot of smiling because I have been told that I have RBF. And it's true. If you catch me when I'm deep in thought, yeah, you're going to think I'm mad, but I try to smile more.
right. Thank you so much, guys, for these compliments that are coming in. I hope you are, guys, that you want to like drop these compliments, drop them over on Q's on Kelly is already connected. Thank you so much for that. CWM family in the background listening. I'm currently having a headache. Oh no, sorry. I hope you get better soon. Please drink some warm water. It normally helps sometimes. Drink some warm water, CWM. But thanks so much for listening in the background. I really appreciate that support. And thanks so much for connecting to Q as well. Thanks so much for that. And we are going to explain. I know somebody's like, Goga, who is Q? So 60 plus is going to explain why everyone is calling her Q. Because I know some of you always call her Sophie. Sophie is her sidekick, and we are going to explain who Sophie is. So she's not Sophie. I know Sophie is her name, but no, that's not her name. So she's Q, but the channel is 60 plus and Sophie for a reason. So we are going to explain those concepts very soon. I see Ocelot says, hi Q, hi host. Hi Ocelot. I hope I'm saying your name correct. If I'm butchering it, I'm so sorry. I'll get a hang of it. Thank you so much, everyone who is connecting. Cheryl is already saying amen to that. Yes. And share the live stream out. Yeah, Miss Titi is reminding me over at on Q's side that please share the live stream out, guys. Yeah, because when you share the live stream out, you end up getting more people to come in, and then they can be part of this Sunday service. Cheryl says, Q, you look amazing. Yeah.
Thank you.
For just coming through the nice. Yeah, I love this. 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 Right. So thanks so much for connecting. And I know somebody's asking, where is Sophie? Key, where is Sophie? Titi is already asking where Sophie is.
Sophie is in the other room. I don't know if she'll come in here. She might. She'll be in and out, but I don't know if she'll come if I call. Sophie.
Yeah.
Sophie,
So
come here.
Yeah, Sophie. I know the channel is called 60 plus and Sophie, so I know Sophie has to feature at some point somewhere in there. So thank you so much, guys, for that. Goga, I just looked it up. If you mix pink and orange, guess what color? Peach.
Oh, peach.
Tandra, Q is what I have to deal with. I knew Tandra cannot let it go. She was going to do like a whole thing, a whole research, and she'll come back here with the results. This is why I love this community. They always put in the work and stuff.
Thank you, Sandra.
Red Room TV says real support. And shout out to my brother Red Room. Red Room is the one who introduced me to Q. There's a time Red Room raided us over. Like Red Room was like trying to pick up. No, he did not raid. Red Room came and told me, Goga, you need to raid. Send us to 60 plus and Sophie. So I'd seen 60 plus and Sophie over on Red Room, like live stream. Like those people you see passively and they say hi to you, but I'd never seen her live or anything. So I think that day we were ending the Sunday service, and then it wasn't the Sunday service. It was actually the party. We're having a masquerade party here, like a whole ball and stuff. So during the masquerade ball, Red Room was the master of ceremony. So Red Room literally said, we need to go head over to 60 plus and Sophie. And this is how we raided. And let me tell you, it was energy, vibrations at first sight. I was just like, I love being here. Like, Red Room, noise. Thank you for bringing us here. And
yeah, I think that day, I was just about to end the live, and Red was like, "No, don't go yet, don't go yet."
Yes. She was trying to stop you so that I don't crash. I'm sure you've seen a lot of crashes that have happened in the past week. I like how Q is nodding. We are not going to mention names, but we've seen a lot of crashes in the last week. These people have crashed. These flights are on the chat. I don't want to, and they're supporting Q. So let me shut up and.
Oh, thank you. Thank
I'm
you.
just saying. I'm just saying. That day, Red Room went and prevented us from a crash by scouting to confirm who is live because me, I was so tired. I think we had been in the party for like 5 hours. So Red Room did what he did, like any brother, you never ask for, and said, "Let's go over to 60 plus and Sophie." 60 was planning to end the live stream. I think she stayed for like a whole extra hour because
I
of the
did.
rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was so
It was
beautiful.
a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, so thank you so much, Reds, for really making this happen. I really have to say I'm very grateful because when I first floated the idea to Q to co-host with me the Sunday service, she was like, "Goga, by all means, let's do it. We just need to figure out the time because it's Sunday. Things get busy. She's also a very busy woman in church. A lot of things happening. There was Mother's Day somewhere in there,
Mhm.
but eventually we got a date, and yeah, I am so honored that she gets to be the guest that we are hosting on the second last Sunday in the month of May. And guys, we're going to have an amazing time. If you have any questions you want to ask her, make sure you connect to her channel. There are very beautiful things we are going to discuss. I see Calamity Jane over on the chat. Welcome. Calamity did not trade. I will come for you later on after Q has left. I will come for the receipts later. Jen, you did not trade. I'm coming for you after this. And she was like, Goka, please don't discuss my receipts and my business. Signature, welcome. I see everybody from the United Kingdom, from the US, from Kenya, from Canada, from Okraland. But the Okra guy has not yet come here, but I know the Okra person is going to be. Shortly. Um, Right, all right. No worries, CWM. Thank you so much for that. CWM is just giving me a brief on her on the farm. Kelly, nice to see you. Kelly is the one Resume likes making fun of because of how Kelly received us on a raid. So Q, let me give you some receipts. So
Okay.
the first time we ever raided Kelly, that green vegan. So Kelly was at the store and she was shopping and stuff. She was just doing a live stream while shopping and nothing, just hanging out with her people. Let me tell you, she broke down in the Red Room raided Kelly. Kelly broke down in the middle of the store. Like, it was such a thing, and everybody's asking, is everything okay? So since that day, Red Room likes making fun of Kelly. He's like, Red Room always gets like
Mhm.
a handkerchief anytime Kelly comes on the live stream.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
And she was
oh,
like, no,
wow.
no, no, because everybody's getting concerned. Why is the poor lady crying? And no, she's like, no, 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 guys, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I'm just so overwhelmed with the love, and she has to explain to all these people who are like looking at her funny at the store, and it was such a beautiful moment. Mrs. Sodi, welcome. Thanks so much for coming in. How are you doing, Mrs. Sodi? And Mrs. Sodi is doing an amazing run to raise funds for cancer research. I was really honored to watch that video that she's working on towards cancer. Thanks so much, Mrs. Wadi. I hope you're doing very well there in the United Kingdom. Thanks so much for that. Kelly says it was my first read. Well, you handled it very well because everybody was so happy. Everybody was so happy on how you handled that trade, and I think that's why I think everybody stayed there the entire time because people are now worried that you're going to break down again. So we were just trying to hold the space for you because we were like, look, guys, look at what we have caused. So I think people stayed there as a matter of look at what we caused, guys. Let us stay here because we caused drama, and it was so beautiful. Let me see. The World of Raga. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. The World of Raga says an orange a day keeps the doctor away. A chat with the super gives Goga a B. I can't read very well, but yeah, happy Pentecost Sunday. Thank you so much, the World of Ragas, for that blessing. And thank you. That is Q's favorite color. That is Q's favorite color, the orange. So thank you so much, Ragas, for giving the Sunday service. Thank you so much for keeping things right on brand. And I hope you are doing better. The World of Ragas. The World of Ragas has been indisposed, but I think is getting better. So thank you so much for coming in. Thanks so much for coming in. The World of Ragas and for giving us the blessing. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. May your pot be abundant. Guys, already 15 minutes, and I know you guys are like, Goga, we don't want to hear you. We want to hear the beautiful lady who is with you on the screen. Yes, at least I had to make sure that you guys land at the Sunday service. You arrive. That is Q's channel. 60 plus and Sophie. Make sure you're connected. In case you're on my live stream, jump over there and watch over from her side. She's working on a WH. She's working on get the 1,000 subscriber milestone, and I believe we can do it. I believe we can do it. So stay there, interact there, talk there, discuss everything there on the chat. I know you guys are decent people. It's a Sunday, guys. It's a Sunday, so please keep the chat very Sunday-ish. It's Sunday service, guys. It's not like it's not Friday night service. It's Sunday service. Okay? Just have to clarify that. So make sure you guys are interacting the Sunday way. Make sure you meet somebody you don't know. It's very important. Everything Africa with Oman. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for coming in, my sister Oman. Thank you so much for coming in. And that green vegan is like sending hearts to Q, and just sending you a lot of love Q on the chat. So make sure you are connected to Q. The link is going to stay there until the live stream ends, until the Sunday service ends. I'm going to keep the link to Q's live stream. So the beauty when you connect through the link, it takes you directly to a live stream. It's going to make you be very active on that chat, and then it will stick. The subscription will stick without YouTube taking it away. And then you can watch the show for the rest of the night there. Ask your questions. I'll be able to see all the questions. I can see all the chats on her live stream. So don't worry. I want her to relax. I don't want her to struggle like reading the chats today when it's her day. I will read all the questions for her. So in case you need me to ask her anything, just drop it on the chat. Even on her live stream, I'll be able to see it. I can come there and just drop some hearts there so that you guys can know that I'm there. So I'll be able to see everything on her chat. So make sure you in case you have anything, in case maybe you want to clarify anything, just let me know on the chat. I'll be able to see it. Just make sure that our guest feels very welcome and everything. Fluffy Diva is asking, Goga, where is the World of Ragas? Oh, the World of Ragas is over on my live stream. It's over on my chat. So there is where he's chatting from. That's why I'm able to see. But I can see everybody. I can see Debbie Sue. I can see Ocelot and everybody else who is over on Q's chat. So make sure you stay there and give her that support from the rest of the live stream there. Right. Without further ado, let me introduce. Q, I've bought you enough time. I know now it is time. First of all, that lighting. What time is it there? What time is it wherever you are in the world? Because the lighting is so good.
So it is 1:20 in the afternoon, Sunday afternoon. Yeah. And I'm actually sitting in front of a window, and the blinds are almost closed. So it's really good light coming in through the window. Yeah.
And no, Cheryl was seated exactly, I think, in the same kind of setup last Sunday when she was at the Sunday service. And the lighting, I think when I saw you at the first time, I was like, oh wow, that lighting is so good. It's giving the Cheryl lighting as well from where she normally does her rebounding work. So that lighting looks amazing on you. Who needs a ring light when you have natural light like that? Okay. So guys, that is our beautiful co-host, and I see a number of you have connected to her. I really appreciate that. So I'm going to give her a seat. Let me put her on this side, and then I'm going to read a quick biography just to introduce her so that you guys can, at least you can see her very well. First of all, this girl does not look 60. The first time I saw, I was like, this girl is lying. Let me just listen in. I was like, this is YouTube. Content creators are capable of anything. Guys, she doesn't look a day over 30, right? When she sent me pictures with her sons, I was like, are those your brothers or your sons? And we're going to talk about that. That lady doesn't look over 60. Guys, that is how 60 is supposed to look like, guys. She's not aging. She looks stunning. So the first time I saw her, she said that she's I think when Rezum sent us over there, and I was like, no, I can't believe it. Oma says, and Oma is a lady Q. Then we are not even trying to massage your your ego or anything. Oma says she looks 29.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah. So you're going to tell us this. Everybody agrees that no way, Goga. No, the channel is called 60 Plus and Sophie for a reason. Yes. But she's going to tell us the receipts. She's going to give us the secrets. I know some ladies here already taking notes to find out her skincare routine, what she eats, what does she do. She's going to tell us all those secrets. So get your notebooks and make sure you're connected to her so that she can tell you more of these secrets. You'll watch her videos. She does amazing videos, that can give you a hint into kind of the lifestyle choices she makes. But I like the compliments coming in there that nobody believes you're 60. Cute. No one
Both
on the chat believes it.
both of my kids are over 29.
Wow. Wow. And guys, you're going to see those boys. You're going to see those boys. We're going to discuss the boys because she's a mom of boys for sure. Um, and then look at Trini. Trini, do I sense shade with this compliment? Trini says, Goga, that is how you look when you have a clean heart and a clear mind. Do I feel, is this shade? Like, Trini, are you trying to like target me directly with this comment? Like, what are you trying to suggest? Trini, what are you trying to suggest? Trini, what are you trying to suggest? But I love that. I love that. I feel like Trini is targeting me. But of course, I'm just on a light touch. Trini, I totally agree. But we are going to get the secrets. We are going to get we're going to get the tips. Fluffy Diva says, "My beautiful Queen Q."
Oh,
Oh, Fluffy Diva, I know. Guys, it's
y'all silly.
Calamity Jane is like saying it is shade Goga. Calamity likes fueling drama. JC likes fueling Goga, it is shade. Goga, what? Fight. She's there on the chat like fueling drama. Goga, it is shade, it is shade, it is shade. Do your thing, Goga. But anyway, on that note, guys, allow me to like read a quick biography to introduce our guest and then we can get the show started. And thanks so much for keep connecting to her, keep asking your questions, any compliments that are coming in, keep dropping them down the chat.
Thank you.
And then my name is Calamity. Guys, it's a Sunday service. Behave. All right. Clearing my throat. It is time. Here you see what I have to deal with at the Sunday service every week. Every single week. But we thank God for it. We thank God. 160 guests later. Still there's always your people. They always have to be, there's always somebody. Anyway, guys, the beautiful lady you are seeing on your screen, she's those of us who know her name, we call her Q, and of course I know she'll explain that shortly, but she's the firebrand behind the channel 60 plus and Sophie that I was just showing you guys on the screen. So 60 plus and Sophie is a vibrant lifestyle creator embracing wellness, joy, purpose, and natural beauty in her 60s and inspiring others to do the same. With her beloved dog Sophie, affectionately known as her trusty sidekick by her side, she shares a refreshing and authentic look at what it means to age gracefully while continuing to grow, explore, and fully enjoy life. A proud mother of two sons, she has devoted much of her life to raising her family with love, resilience, and intention. And intention, yeah. I saw something there that I wanted to like say, but I wanted to come out during the conversation. One of her greatest priorities has always been ensuring that her sons continue to have, continue to thrive in a home that has both parents. And that's a choice that is rooted in maturity, compassion, and wisdom that is gained through life experience. Now approaching 65 at the end of the year, she represents a generation of women redefining aging on their own terms. Through her content, she reminds people that life after 60 can still be vibrant, adventurous, joyful, and deeply fulfilling. Her channel is a beautiful blend of movement, wellness, and everyday joy. From walk and talk vlogs and healthy, flavorful meals to Sister Locke's inspiration. I know the ladies on the chat are like, yay! Natural hair care and heartfelt conversations about confidence and aging. She creates a space where authenticity matters more than perfection. She's also a woman who is grounded in faith, and faith is a very crucial cog in the wheel that is her life. And I know she's going to talk about that shortly. Beyond content creation, she's a woman who genuinely enjoys life. She loves walking, hiking, coloring, traveling with her girlfriends, discovering new experiences, and creating meaningful memories. Whether she's exploring nature trails, sharing laughter with friends, or simply spending time with Sophie or her boys, she embraces each season of life with gratitude and curiosity. Over the years, she has learned powerful lessons about resilience, self acceptance, forgiveness, peace, and the importance of caring for both body and mind. She believes aging is not about slowing down emotionally or spiritually, but about becoming more grounded, more confident, and more intentional about what truly matters. Through her warmth, wisdom, and joyful outlook, 60 Plus and Sophie continues to inspire others to move, heal, laugh, explore, and live fully, no matter their age. Q, I may not have done it justice, but to the people who are meeting you for the first time, who is
Wow.
60 Plus and Sophie? Welcome to the Sunday service.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure and an honor to be here. I really appreciate it.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome. You're most welcome. And I see a number of people just coming through on the chat and giving you a lot of love. Wamuyu, Tiffany, thank you so much, everyone, for really coming in. In case you're not yet connected to Q, the link is pinned up there on top of my chat. Make sure you're part of that beautiful community and the powerhouse that is 60 Plus and Sophie. Let's begin on where we get started. Who is the woman behind 60 Plus and Sophie?
Who is the woman behind 60 Plus and Sophie? Um, you know, my biggest job that I've ever had that I'm so much proud of. It was a lot of work, still a lot of work.
Yeah.
Being a mom. I just
Oh,
love being a mom. And my life for the last almost 40 years have been being a mom. um, of course, later years, I've had to learn how to be me and who I am again, because honestly, I really thought the rest of my life would be me and my boys. Um, but then they grew up and they moved away, and so then it was just me. So I had to figure out who I was, what I needed to do, what I wanted to do, and I have my oldest son says, "Mom, you're always doing something." So I started doing event planning.
yeah.
I went back to school. Um, I've done cake baking and decorating, desktop publishing, web development, photography. I've done all of that, and then I decided I created my channel years ago when I went natural. Whatever came in loose natural, but back then it was so much to film because I had a DSLR camera and I had to set up lighting and all of that. So that didn't really turn out too good. So I just left my channel dormant, and then almost a couple years ago I decided, um, let's try this again. So I changed the channel name because I had Sophie, and I changed the channel name and just started filming. Didn't really know what I wanted as a niche. I love, walking. I love cooking, healthy foods. I love my hair. And I just didn't and I still don't really have a particular niche. I just like doing it all, and I decided that, hey, I'm over 60. One day I plan to retire, and that day is coming a whole lot sooner now. But this is something that I want to do to give me something to do, because I'm never going to be sitting with nothing to do.
Like
Um,
that.
so I am always doing something. My son is always like, "Mom, what are you doing now? What do you got going on now?" And it was a long time before I actually told them that I was pursuing this YouTube uh, channel. I think it's been almost 2 years now that I went back to it. And I think it was almost a year before I mentioned it to them that I actually had a YouTube channel. And I think by then I had about I don't know, 400 uh, subscribers, and they just thought that was amazing. You got 400, what? And I'm like, no, I want to get to 1,000. And they're very supportive, and I really appreciate they keep me on my toes. They will critique me, and I'm sometimes I have to be like, hey guys, feelings. But they say, they just want me to be the best, at whatever I choose to do. And so right now it's YouTube.
I love that. And
But
I'll
this
just
photo,
put, I'll just pause the slide deck that is running on the screen. And these are your two boys, right?
yeah,
They,
yes, and I have to say this is always my favorite pose whenever we take photos.
I
So
love it.
whenever we're together, we take photos. We have to do one of these because this is my very favorite pose when we get together and take photos. This
I,
was this was at my oldest son's uh, um, engagement announcement.
oh, nice. Wait, you said the oldest son. They're not twins, like they have an age.
No, they're 3 years apart.
What? They look
Yeah.
like I thought they're like twins and stuff. They look like the same.
No, they are 3 years apart. Yeah.
I
So,
love that. I love that.
uh,
I like what I like what you said about your biggest you may have done a lot of things in life, but your biggest for you your biggest achievement is being a mom. You've raised two sons, and I like how you say that yeah, both of them are like over 29.
yeah.
What has been the greatest joy? Because I know there are a lot of mothers, and I know there are a lot of mothers on the chat who are just watching this and they are swooning. What has been the greatest joy of being a boy mom?
Well, the greatest joy for me of being a boy mom was being the only girl in the house. That's what I like.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm girly, and I'm the only girl in the house, and I loved it. But
nice.
I think a really good joy to me was at one time they both, when they got to the same time of college, they're 3 years apart, so college was different. Um, they both came back to me and said to me and thanked me for the way I raised them,
Wow.
which I was so glad to hear that because when my oldest son left, I didn't think I would ever hear from him again when he left home to go to school because you know we kind of bumped heads some, and I thought all right, I probably won't ever hear from him after he leave the home to go to school, but he came back to me a few years after he was in school and said, Mom, I just want to thank you for how you raised me. And so that was the best thing that I could hear. And then when my youngest got to that particular part of college, he came back and said the same thing. And he was my challenge. My youngest
Yeah.
one was my challenge growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right. Cheryl is like saying, "What a blessing! What a blessing! What a blessing!" And guys, feel free to ask any question to Q on the chat. We'll keep it very light and engaging. And there's a question that came through, and I think when you're introducing yourself, Q, Titi was asking, Q, has anyone ever told you you look like Cheryl Lee? Cheryl
Shirley
Raff?
Ralph,
Yeah.
somebody said that years ago, and I said, Cheryl Lee Ralph. And I was like, she is gorgeous. But yeah, somebody said that years ago. That was the very first time I'd ever heard that. I was like, wow.
Yeah. It's a great. Come to think of it, I see it. Come to think of it, now that now that I think Titi mentioned it. Yeah, and she says yes, you do. Q, when it comes to motherhood, and I know we are going to talk about family shortly. There, shortly. When it comes to motherhood, talk to us about that one thing, especially as a mom. When you look at your boys right now, what is that one thing that you see, and even you are just like, yep, I did something right as a mom, like regardless of how they raising them up could have been, regardless of the challenges. What is that one thing when you look at them sometimes, even maybe during a gathering, maybe it was during the events, you're just like, yep, I did this right. There's that one thing as a mom, you're like, even if you're just patting yourself in the back, like, yep, I got this. I got this.
I think the one thing that if I look at both of them, I am I'm glad that um I made sure that their dad, was in their lives, all the way, because we separated and divorced when they were young, and it was just important that he was always, you know, there. Now, we separated and divorced. We kind of struggled with each other, but we made sure that it didn't. The kids weren't affected. Um, so, and they, they had just as much chance to be just like me as they do their dad.
Yeah.
And I would have to say they got a whole lot of him in there, a whole lot of him. So
I yeah. I like what you said about especially divorce is not something very easy, and I'm speaking as a child of divorce because my parents divorced when I was very young. I think I was 8 years old. I
mhm.
remember that custody. I like how parents can hide it very well when you're a kid. But I think now growing up, I understand. Oh yeah, so
Mhm.
this was what was going on. So mom had full custody of me. That's why dad could not like there and things like that. So it makes so much sense now. Um, for you as a mom, and like divorce is something that sometimes it's like it's a very heavy word. It's a very heavy experience even for you as a woman. Why was it important for you to to keep to make the kids keep a relationship with their dad when probably you could have just been like, you know what, adios studios,
Right.
that's what happens in the current in the current like marriage setup. It's like people are fighting for full custody and they don't want anything any the other parent to do anything with their kids. Why was it important for you to safeguard that relationship with their dad, regardless of maybe any hard feelings you may have had?
It was important to me because my parents divorced when I was 12, and they didn't get along. They did not get along, and so I ended up suffering. I ended up suffering. I ended up having to, some accomplishments and things that I made that only had one parent to attend, and I ended up suffering, and I didn't like it. I couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
But, when it came to where, I ended up, in separation and divorce, I was determined that that wouldn't happen to my boys. I was absolutely determined that, um, what was between me and their dad was between me and their dad, didn't affect them, didn't have anything to do with them. And, um, they needed both of us. So I made sure that they had both of us. It wasn't easy, but um, I I didn't I didn't let up off of it, and we finally got on a good um good a good accord together, and because I told him, I said, there are going to be a lot of things that the kids, a lot of accomplishments and achievements that they have that we both will deserve to be there, and
Mm.
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. you know. So, and then now we've done 6 graduations. High school, college,
Wow.
grad school,
Yeah.
and a wedding. And a move. I mean, several moves, a across the country or to different states, with the,
Nice.
for the boys. Um, so I have no regrets. I mean, we struggled, and I had to listen to the Lord a whole lot of times. And I when I had, I had my own way to do things, but the Lord was like, "No, this is what you need to do, and let me take care of the rest." So, you know, I- it was a struggle, but and now we are, like I said, 6 graduations, moving the kids from one place to another,
Yeah.
a wedding, and just Friday night, my youngest son took me and his dad to the movies,
Oh,
and
wow.
we had a good time. And we do. We have a good time when my oldest son comes. He lives across country. When he comes home, then we'll all get together and go to dinner, go to the movie, do something, just hang out here at the house. So I'm grateful that I didn't let up. I just felt like it was important. I didn't want them to end up like me, missing out. So
Right. I see
grateful.
Dr. Ninja. Dr. Ninja Turtle is sending you a lot of love on the chat. Say welcome, welcome, Fire. Welcome, Fire. I love your name, Dr. Ninja. It's very beautiful. That's a finance guru right there. And then I see Candy. Candy is amazing. Candy is just like sending you a lot of affirmations on the chat, like very beautiful affirmations. Uh, she's doing what's best as a mom, selfless and friends. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. And speaking of what Kendi just saying, that's how it should be. 60, when you look back, and I'm sorry I have to take you back to this because I think it's a very important lesson that most of us can learn. Because one of the advantages of speaking to somebody who is 60 plus, there's an experience they have about life that most of us I think are yet to get. When you look at yourself and that woman was going through the divorce in that particular moment, the heat of the moment, and you look at where you are today, what is that one lesson? And it can be many. I don't want to limit you to one lesson. What are some of those like life lessons that you learned, especially about relationships and healing over time? That even you look back and you're like, because for you to have gotten into that mindset of saying, and I like how I like how you're invoking the Lord here. It's like God told me, my daughter, this is not the way. Um, Talk to us about that, because we live in a world where it is very that's not a normal mindset. You and I will agree with you. It's not a normal mindset. We live in a world where people are very vengeful. It's like no, everybody always wants to have their way and not take the high road.
Hmm.
Like, how did you get to that particular mindset, and what is that lesson that, especially to those people who are like maybe getting into marriage and relationships, especially around this particular time, what are some of those lessons that you picked over time, especially around forgiveness and healing? Because for you to have done all these things as kids for all these years and still keep the peace, I don't think it was easy. There is something there. There was a lesson right there, and I want you to share with us what are some of those lessons.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. It was hard. I mean, it was really hard. And I had family and friends around me. This is
Yeah.
what you should do. You should do this, and if I were you, I would do that, and all of that. And I'm like, but if I do any of these things, and I won't say I didn't want
Yeah.
to do any of those things, but I'm like, if I do any of these things, it's not going to turn out good. you know it's not. And I grew up in church. I sing about trusting God, you know encouraging people about trusting God. And I said, I have to practice what I sing about.
Wow.
And there were times, when I you know go to God in prayer, and it wasn't like a, oh, precious Father, prayer, blah blah blah. It was like, Lord, you know what's on my mind. You know how I feel right now. You know what I want to do. And that was my prayer. It was like, but what I need is I need you to show me your way, because if I do it my way, you're not gonna be pleased. It's not gonna turn out. Somebody's gonna get hurt. Somebody going to jail. so and then I just had to trust and listen to him now. And God's answer, it was always the same answer. And I would be like, but I don't want to do that. I'd be like, that ain't what I want to do. But, the Lord be like, look, you came to me, you asked, this is my answer. And so I did. I backed off a lot, but I do have a lot of patience. As I get older, that patience gets a little bit thinner. But I do have a lot of patience, and I always kept my kids in the front of my mind. Whatever I did, I needed to be an example to them, and fussing, fighting, all of that stuff was not being a good example to them. So I didn't always like taking the high road. I wanted to get down and dirty. But I'm like, no, you know better. You know better. And I believe it's true. When you do know better, you do better, even if you don't want to.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. But
And
it just takes a lot of, I mean, you have people around, people that support you, but the things that they may tell you to do, they just aren't right. So you have to take it upon yourself and know what you've been taught. How I was raised. Although my parents did not get along after they divorced, and I didn't want that, for my kids.
Love that. And thank you everyone who is connecting to our beautiful co-host of the Sunday service today, Q, 60 plus and Sophie. I see a number of you on the chat coming through and connecting to our channel as well. Yes, we are on a mission to get this house to 1,000 plus and counting. So there's a link that is pinned on top of my chat in case you're watching the live stream from my channel. So we are multi-streaming. So multi-streaming allows 60 plus and Sophie to stream from her side. So please make sure that you're watching the live stream from there. Make sure you give her a thumbs up. She has a Buy Me a Coffee page as well. So in case you need to support her Buy Me a Coffee page, the link is up there on her chat. Make sure you're connected to her. I see Nina from the Desert Living. Desert Living will be our Sunday service course next week. I see Kiss from Jay on the chat. And a number of people on the chat coming through and giving Q a lot of love, a lot of hearts. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, guys, for that. So in case you're not yet connected to her, make sure you be a part of that beautiful community. Oh, and a warning. Please be nice to Nightbot. I know Q's Nightbot is very hostile, so make sure you don't type a lot. So
I'm sorry, y'all.
Don't type a lot of capital letters. Don't put a lot of emojis unless it is only YouTube emojis for you to be safe. Otherwise, Nightbot will. That Nightbot has been trained to neutralize anybody on site in case you type a lot of emojis. So yeah, please don't put a lot of emojis on Q's chat unless they are YouTube emojis, and don't write in yeah. Don't write in capital letters. Just type like in small case and things for you to be safe. Yeah, I've seen how it has literally called somebody out on the chat. I was like, this is not my Nightbot for sure. It's like, dear Sandra, I have warned you. This is my time. This is the last time I'm warning you to do this. I saw that and I was like, what is this Nightbot?
Sorry,
just checking. Yeah, I saw somebody has been threatened there, and I think now they're not typing a lot of emojis. Sharona Kebe is laughing so hard on the chat. Yeah, guys, I'm just saying that it's good so that you're not kicked out of the live stream there, and then you start feeling horrible.
Don't hold it against me.
Yeah, I love Nightbot settings. It's always one of those things that makes you like, and it is still work in progress. I know Nightbot settings can be quite something. They can be quite something. So, guys, if you're, in case you're not yet connected to Q, the link is still up there. Up there. Or we might hear Red Room say front of the class. That is trauma, Cheryl. Yeah, you guys are scared of Red Zoom calling you in front of the class because of the Nightbot thing. No, I love that. I love that. I love that. Yeah, don't put a lot of emojis. Nightbot does not like a lot of emojis and capital letters, uppercase letters. Q, one of the things that you've spoken about, especially, and this is just me trying to close on the divorce conversation. You've spoken about forgiveness and also just maintaining peace after the divorce. In terms of your faith, yeah, one of the things you reference a lot is your faith. You as much as you say that a lot of people try to tell you this, a lot of people try to tell you that, you come back to your faith a lot, and you probably say it because you grew up in church. Talk to us about how faith was quite an anchor, especially during a rather difficult time, and also when you're raising your boys. Is faith something that you naturally always like made as part of their upbringing?
Mhm. Yes, they grew up in church too.
Okay.
um, yes, they grew up in church. Now, my youngest son is a drummer, so he played drums for the praise team and choir that I sung in, probably from the time he was 10 until he went to college, till he left for
Right.
college. My oldest, I mean, like I said, they grew up in church. And one thing I did not do, one of my pastors um, did a sermon one Sunday about people, coming to Christ. You can't make your kids, come to Christ. Everybody has to have their valley experience. He said you had your own valley experience that brought you to Christ, and that really hit me and made sense to me. So, you know, I made sure, they were grounded in church. And um, I knew that at some point, well, I prayed at some point they would come back to it. And so when they graduated from high school, when my oldest son graduated from high school, he went away to college. And I always said, there's a church here, there's a church there, wherever they went to college. He happened to go to college where same time my brother lived in. And I said, you can go to church with him. I don't know that he ever did. And when he came home, I didn't make him go to church. I would always ask if he was going, and he would say nope. And I said, okay, all right. And I would, go to church. I would pray for him. Every now and then he would go to church with me when he came home, like at Christmas time or Mother's Day. But I did not make them once they got got out of high school and went away to college. I did not make them go to church. And then a few years later, my son, um, lived in Virginia, and I talked to him one Sunday afternoon, and I said, "Oh, well, how was your day? What do what are you doing today?" He was like, "Well, I just got back from church, and I'm on the other end of the phone." And I'm like, "What?" In my mind, I didn't say it out loud, but I was like, "What?" He went to church. He went to church with my now daughter-in-law, and I was like, "Oh, thank you, Jesus," because I never thought he would step foot back in the church. And then, we would talk about it, and he would talk about, his practices, his prayers. And I thought to myself, he prayed. If he's watching this, I'm sorry, son. But I was grateful, so grateful. And even, my younger son, once he moved back to town, he started, going to church with me, and he still plays the drums now. And that just makes me feel so good. I didn't push them. They both will, they had their valley experiences of life after they got out of high school, after they got out of college, because once they got out of high school and went to college, they realized that life is a little hard. Then they got their own apartments, and they were like, wow. I went to visit my son one time, and he getting on me for leaving the bathroom light on. He's like, do you know how much light bill is? I was like, oh, so now you understand. But everybody has to have their valley experience, and I never pushed them. Um, growing up, yeah, they had to go, um, and they knew it. It was no pushback or anything. They had friends at church, and my mom would say, um, "They just going to church to hang out with their friends." I said, "No matter whether they're going there just to hang out with their friends, they will get something. They will hear something. They will get something out of the message. And that's all I ask for, is that they get something out of the message."
I like that. Cherono Kemei says, wait, I think I caught that chat somewhere. 60. You look 32, girl.
Ooh,
Yeah, just
32.
getting your
Wow, thank
compliments
you.
here. Um, And then Kevinish says, Goga, did you see my earlier post on 60 plus side? Blessings. I'm going to check on it right away. Kevinish, just give me a minute. And then Dr. Ninja Turtle says, I like getting to know Q better. Me too. Me too. It's so nice. And then I like how, Q is so demure and very soft spoken.
Ooh,
I love how she articulates her thoughts even when she's speaking. It's very relaxed, very warm, and very it feels nice. It feels nice. Winston Chronicles, nice to see you. Gary from YouTube Police, thank you so much for popping in as well. I really appreciate the support. Winston, welcome back home. I hope you had an amazing time in Vegas. Jennifer is also having an amazing time. And Jennifer, thank you so much for your kindness on how you welcomed people during the raid the other day. Thank you so much, Jennifer. We saw you. We saw you. I see Beltloop in the building. Welcome, Beltloop. Thanks so much for coming in. Beltloop says, "Sup to all the folks." I couldn't say hello in the other chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. And yes, guys, yeah, she's 60. She's 60 plus, and Sophie. So it's true. Yeah, yeah, that's what 60 looks like, and we're going to talk about that shortly because nobody is believing that Q is 60 on the chat. Nobody is buying the story yet. We are going to talk about it shortly because I know she gets that a lot. I know she gets that a lot. She gets that a lot. Let me move closely to let's talk in terms of like the not the elephant in the room. Anytime I say the elephant in the room, it gets misinterpreted because there's a lot of drama on YouTube around saying the elephant in the room. Fluffy Diva, I'm not comfortable saying the elephant in the room when Fluffy Diva is on the chat. But let's talk about aging gracefully and turning 65 later on this year. Hugh, how does this season of life feel like for you today? Like how does it feel like being in this season right now?
Whew, living this season. I mean, I don't know what 64, 65 should feel like. I don't
Yeah.
always feel older until I have to get down on the floor and get back up, going up a bunch of stairs or coming down a bunch of stairs. That's when I feel my age. But I was talking with my brother, who is actually 12 years older than I am. So,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Yeah, this is the last quarter." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, we're in the last quarter." And I thought, wow, I never thought about that. Um, and I didn't realize that I was even in, I guess, what you would call um, a senior group until, until the pandemic. And they were talking about people being at risk, the age, people are being at risk. And I was watching the news one day and listening, and they were talking about, at risk people, people over 60, people over, 65. And I just sat there and I was like, oh my God, I'm in that group. They're talking about
Wait,
me. I'm like, oh
it didn't
wow.
hit you at all.
I was like, because I'm just listening and I'm thinking about, people, I'm thinking about old people, and I'm like, people at risk, and this person can't do this, and this person can't do that. Oh my God. And I was like, oh my, that's me. I'm like, wow. So, but, when I thought about that, well, after I got over the shock, like, yeah, that's you. You're not 30. You're not even 40. You're not even 50. Yeah, you are at risk. And I was like, oh wow. So, but I'm just glad to be. I'm
Mm,
actually glad to be. And I know I've mentioned this before, even in one of my videos. So I had a friend who we were very good friends. We grew up together. We shared the same birthday, and we are the same age, or the same age. She just passed away in February, and that that was that took a lot. I mean, that really took a lot. Um, to think about. You know, wow. I mean, I know we can pass away at any age,
mm.
but as you get older and you hear, whenever I talk to my son in, that lives in California, I'm either going to a funeral or coming back.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, he was like, wow, didn't you just go to a funeral? I'm like, yeah, I did. And when he was little, my mom used to keep him when he was out of school, and they were always going to funerals. He was like, Grandmama loves to go to funerals. And so I thought, he probably thinks that about me now. But I'm
And
just glad to be where I am.
yeah, and I like the engagement on the chat, especially around this. YouTube police, Gary. Gary says, I get you. I'm 61 now and barreling towards 65. And it does not stop there, because even Nina, Desert Living, will be speaking to next week. She's also on her way to 60. She's almost 60. I told Nina the same thing the first time I saw. I'm like, Nina, stop lying. You're not 60. You don't even look anywhere remotely close to 60. And of course, like, Goga, I have to tell you the truth. And she gave me like some receipts there on why she looks young and things. But I like the engagement they are bringing. Like when they're talking about seniors, they're now talking about
Yeah,
us. I
they are
never
now.
thought I'd see the day. I never thought I'd see the day. Um, you talked about your brother. You said your brother is 72 years. Sorry, is like 12 years your senior.
Right. He's 76. He'll be 77 in July. Hmm.
Wow. Wait, I'm trying to figure out your family, because clearly, uh, let's talk about longevity in the family. Let's talk about parents, for example.
My parents, my father, he passed away at 84.
Yeah.
And that's
Oh,
been
wow.
20 years ago. He was a barber. And one thing I'm so proud of and happy is my son is a barber.
Yeah.
And I wish, my dad was here to see him. And honestly, he has so many ways like my dad, so many mannerisms in his, being a barber, just like my dad.
Mm.
It's just amazing. Um, but yeah, he passed away at 84. Now my mom passed away at 91. And
Whoa.
yeah, she was 91. And for the last 10 years of her life, I was her primary caregiver. And I tell I would have my sisters and brothers. Now, I'm the youngest of five.
Yeah.
Um, and I would tell my sisters and my friends that my mom and I, we were the female version of Sanford and Son. Yeah, we were the female version of Sanford and Son. I'm Lamont. She was definitely Fred, Fred Sanford. And this picture, this photo here was at my mom's 90th birthday party.
Wow. This is your mom at 90?
Yes, yes,
Wow.
her 90th birthday party, and she was a handful. Whew, she was. My mom was always. She was a lot.
Hold
She was
hold
a lot.
that hold that thought, Q. I want to just welcome some people who came in through the raid. We got a raid from
Ooh, got a
my
raise.
page. Yeah, we got a raid from my Fechi. I see Susie Global Concepts coming in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
that.
thank you.
Uh, Mama Ifechi, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much for the raid. I'm waiting for the pilot to land here. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the raid. As I always say, you could have picked anybody else, but you chose the Sunday service as your raid destination. And I just want to say thank you so much for selecting us for this conversation. Susie Global Concepts, thank you so much for coming in. And those of you who are coming through the raid, today we are speaking to Q of 60 Plus and Sophie. In case you're not yet connected to her, there's a link that is pinned on top of my chat. Please hit that link. It will take you over to her live stream, and you'll be part of that beautiful community. And speaking of dads, before you come to your mom, Q, I just want to I just got a comment here that I wanted us to just react to real quick. So this is from Gary, and Gary, I know Gary may be in the background because I know you have to attend to things. But Gary says, "My father passed away a little over a week ago. First of all, my condolences on the
I'm
loss.
sorry to hear
Uh,
that.
yeah, it's hard to deal with, but on top of that, it brings my own mortality into question, more in focus. You all have a great week." Thank you so much for sharing this, Gary. And once again, my condolences on the loss of your dad.
Condolences to you and your family, Gary.
Yeah, really sorry about it. But you talked about your mom, but I'm looking at this picture, Q, and I'm like, why was she a lot? And mom passes on at 91. And you guys I'm trying to imagine if mom was 91 and then your brother is like 76, even just the difference. And there's longevity in the family, clearly. But yeah, talk to us about your mom. Talk to us about being a caregiver, and especially watching her grow older as well. And what did it feel like for you, especially also as a mom, to your sons also growing older?
So the first thing I'll say, and I always said this, that at the time I was perimenopausal. So I always say perimenopausal women and geriatrics should never have to live together because my mom stayed cold. I was perimenopausal. I was hot. I'm walking around with a tank top and shorts, and my mom's sitting in her chair, with a jacket on, a blanket, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I always say, she always liked to keep the temperature in the house
Yeah.
the same as her age, 85.
That's funny.
But I it was hard. It was hard, especially she moved in with me when she turned 82. My mom was very independent. Um, she lived on her own, and the good thing about her is that she knew when she needed to stop doing certain things.
Hmm.
Um, my mom smoked for 52 years. 52 years, and then she
Yeah.
just decided one day to quit. And she quit the day before my youngest son's first birthday. So my kids know nothing about my mom smoking. They were like,
Oh,
"Grandma smoke?" Like, man, I don't remember when my mama didn't smoke. But so she quit. And then when she decided that she didn't need to drive anymore, she was in her 70s, late 70s. She decided, I'm not going to drive anymore. Sold her car. And I was like, I wonder how long this is going to last, cuz my mom loved to go, and when she wanted to go, she was ready to go. And I said, well, I wonder how long is this going to last. She'll probably be buying another car in another few months. But she didn't. She didn't. And then when she decided that she didn't need to live by herself anymore, that was um that was about, my youngest son was in high school. He was a sophomore in high school. And I'm like, oh good Lord, thank you. 2 years and he'll go to college. And then, I don't have to be an example. I can do what I want to do.
Yeah.
But it seems like as soon as I had that thought, my phone rang. It was my mom saying, I don't think I need to live by myself anymore. I'm like, what? I'm like, you're fine. You're only 82. You can do it. You're only 82. You're doing good. You can live by yourself. But and so I told her, I said, well, think about it. I said, you know how you are. You like living by yourself. You're independent. I said, think about it, and we'll revisit this in a few months and see how you feel.
Yeah.
But between that time and the few months to revisit it, she had an atrial fibrillation episode and ended up in the hospital. So that I knew that she would not go back to live by herself. So,
Oh wow.
um, I was prepared and um, ready. When she came from the hospital, she came here to my house. Um, so, and like I said, my mom's very independent. She's she was very social, so I had to put a phone line in my house specifically for her. Um, and she did fine. The only thing I didn't allow her to do was cook. She could heat up food in the microwave, but I didn't let her cook in my kitchen. um, And so when she first moved in, she was very still independent, moving around, could do on her own. And then, I watched as, she progressed in getting older. And then I think probably around the time she was about 88, I just realized, oh my Lord, my mom is old. She's old now. And I had to do some adjustments with, my life and taking care of her. Um, like I said, I'm the youngest of five. I did have some help from my siblings. Um, I have a sister that lives in Ohio, and she would come and take my mom to Ohio for the summer, not for the summer, for the month of July, um, just to give me a break. And then I have a sister that lives here who would take my mom like every other weekend for a while, until she got to where she really could not move like that. And, but and I always say, being a primary caregiver, it is hard. Um, but, I would do it all over again because that's time I got to spend with my mom. Um, I did have to make adjustments to my life and things I wanted to do. I couldn't just jump up and leave and go travel and do stuff. It was like having small kids. I had to make sure I had somebody to take care of her. Um, so, and it's well, it's funny. I had to decide myself that when she was with her other kids, not to worry about whether she was eating what she needed to eat, um, doing what she needed to do. My sister came and picked her up one day, and she was like, "Well, now what can Mama eat? What can she have? This, that, or the other." And I said, "Whatever she wants." I said, I am not going to spend my free time worried about whether she does what she needs to do. She know what she needs to do, and you know what she needs to do. But whatever y'all do, do it. I said, I will deal with what I have to when she comes back.
Mm.
And because I didn't want to spend my free time just worried about them. But, they kind of they, they did what they were supposed to do. Um, and my mom was she was a handful, and she knew how to push buttons. She knew how to push buttons. And I had to tell her every time, Mom, please don't, it was like my sisters. I said, Mom, please don't make these girls mad. I'm going to do this, this, that, or the other. Please don't make these girls mad. And my mama would just be like, well, whatever. And I get back home and they be mad. And she said this, that, or the other. I said, you know how she is. Why do you let her get next to you like that? And she tried to do that to me. Um, she when she moved in with me, of course, she ate the way I cook for my family. And gosh, when my mom moved in, she probably weighed about 270 pounds. And then she started losing weight, and people started noticing that she was losing weight. And they would say, well, Geraldine, you look like you losing some weight. And she was like, yeah, you live over there with her, you got to lose some weight. The way she eats, the way she cooks, you'll lose some weight. Then she started thinking she was cute. So she started, she losing the weight, and she probably lost about 75 pounds the first year
Oh
she
wow.
moved in here with me. Um, and she would, like I said, she knew how to push buttons, but I learned how to not let that bother me. And she would
Okay.
say things. I would ask her, I said, well, how was your dinner? She'd say, well, it was edible. And, at first I was like, no. I said, well, at least you got some nourishment. That's all I'm concerned about. That you got nourishment. But she was something else. My brother said, "You the only one that can handle her." She
Yeah.
was something. She was something.
And it's so fascinating you say that you are the last of the five siblings. I'm actually very fascinated that you're the one who could at least handle mom. Some very interesting comments coming through on the chat. I wanted just to read them for you. Kendi says it is hard being a caregiver to a parent. It is a complete act of selflessness.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did get another comment in there as well by Debbie Sue. Debbie says, being a caregiver, especially to a parent, can be stressful, but it is one of the most rewarding experiences you will ever walk through.
Yeah.
And then I think, yes. And then, of course, Cheryl added there of course, with patience and prayer. With patience and prayer. And Poetic Tears, welcome. Nice to see you, Poetic Tears. Thank you so much for coming in. So when you look at, my condolences on the loss of your mom at 91, but, when she left the earth, what was that one thing you appreciated, especially not just as a daughter, but also for this being the grandma to your two boys? What was that like? What was that thing that you look back and you actually appreciate this about her? And I love this picture. These pictures are so beautiful. There's something about this picture and how it speaks to generations. Especially the one on the. But we'll come to the one on the right because you have to explain.
um, yeah, my kids. I mean, they love their grandmama, and oh my God, she loved those boys. She loved those boys. Um, she was always wanting to make sure that they had what they needed. Like I said, when they were younger, if they were tracked out of school or if they were out for because they were sick, couldn't go to school, she kept them. And they, they were they loved her, and as she aged,
Mm.
living here, they were here to do whatever I needed them to do. Anything I needed them to do. If I needed them to stay with her
Yeah.
to go to an event or stay with her to do anything, they were, no, mom, you go ahead. We'll be here. And they love to sit and talk with her. And I didn't realize that until, way later. And, either one of them would say, well, grandmama told me, a wise woman once told me, whatever it was. And I was like, who told you that? It's like, grandmama.
Yeah.
Grandmama said that. A lot of wise words. So what I'm so thankful for is that, they had a real relationship with my mom. The About a month before she passed, I called them. My oldest son lived in Virginia, and my youngest son lived in Florida. And I
Mm.
said, you know, they're telling me grandmama's not eating, enough to sustain her, not getting enough nourishment to sustain her. So, if yeah, I'd rather you come and visit her as soon as you can while she can, visit back. And so they did. They both came and they visited her. And then, like I said, a month later, she passed away, and of course, they were back. But I'm just pleased that they took a lot of time with her. They took her wherever she needed to go, did whatever I needed them to do. So I'm happy about that.
Like that. All right. Tiffany, thank you so much for the compliments. Tiffany says, oh, I love those pictures. Yeah, I know, me too. There's just something about this picture. It's very beautiful and powerful. And I can't believe this is 60 on the pictures. 60, you look much younger than the pictures for some reason.
So this picture over with me and the boys.
Yeah.
So the picture on top was Easter. My youngest was 6 months old. The oldest one was 3
Oh,
years old. And then years later, when they were the youngest one was in college, the oldest one lived in Virginia, and they came home for Thanksgiving. And I wanted to do a photo session because we didn't have any photos.
yeah.
Hadn't taken any in a long time. So we took this photo. And my oldest son, when he saw these two together, he said, Mom, he said, clearly the only two that have aged in this picture is me and my brother. He said, and I was like, you think so? And this one is part of that session. I don't know if you can see that.
I, I love it. I love it. Like, yeah, clearly it's a very beautiful picture, by the way. It's a very beautiful picture. Still speaking about aging, and when it comes to what is that one thing that has surprised you, especially as you grow older? Because I like the example you gave, and my condolences also to one of your best friends that you lost. What is that one thing that over the years, at least, that it could either it may not have been a surprise per se, but what is that? It could even have been a lesson. Like, what is that one thing about aging that has fascinated you over the years? And for me, I think as you grow older, you tend to. The other day I was telling, I think some of my friends, like, it is so fascinating nowadays. I'm in these groups, and there's always like a funeral happening for some reason, and I'm like, oh yeah, we are at that age where people, we are losing friends, we are losing classmates, we are losing people. But what is that one thing for you, even as you grow older, even before you hit 60, that was quite a fascinating lesson for you?
Mm, quite a fascinating lesson. Oh
Or
wow.
not?
Um, mm. Well, you got to know that I never really felt like I was old or aging. I'm
That's true.
just being, never really think about my age. Like I said, until I get on the floor and have to get back up. Um, mm, don't know.
That's okay. Do you feel when you compare like the 60 this version of you today and the younger version, like let's take you back maybe like when you're in college or maybe just
Oh
finishing
my
high school.
God.
Yeah,
Whew.
way back when.
I just thank God for time.
That's a
God
heavy
for
statement.
time. Because I was, oh my goodness. And it took me a long time to admit this
Yeah.
to myself and then admit it to others. When I went to college after high school, I did not go to college for education.
Oh.
I went following my boyfriend.
We taking receipts? What?
I went following my boyfriend, um, which I ended up not finishing college. I went about 2 years and I didn't finish. Um, and so, you know, when it came time for my kids to go to college, I was like, get your education. The girls will always be there. Get your education.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah. And I wish I had somebody to tell me that then, because I would have, to coach me into continuing on and focusing on education.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I finished college at 61 and it was a 2-year degree instead of a 4-year degree. But now I treat my little 2-year degree just like it's a doctorate.
And that is very inspirational. And you know, I like the example you're giving in terms of the decisions you make when you're younger, and and I like how you're giving the benefit of time, how time puts things in perspective.
Mhm.
And that is something very fascinating. I would want to like learn from you. Like, do you feel more confident, especially about life now as compared to when you are younger? What are those things that, what is like, do you think your priorities shifted over time? Something like even going back to college and graduating at 61, that's a very big decision, especially for you. Like, talk to us about how, like how time really like reframed things for you. Um,
Well, time, and then, being a mom, being responsible
yeah.
for, kids, I had to become an example.
Oh,
Um, and I felt like when they went away to school, I felt like I wasn't a good example because I didn't finish college.
mhm.
But I encourage them to keep going, don't quit, don't stop, keep going, get your education. Like I said, the girls are gonna be there. They're gonna be there when you get out of school, when you get all your education, they're still gonna be there. Um, because I I let that stop me when I went away to college the first time. Because I wasn't going for education. I was going because of him. Went to the same college. Not a good choice. Um, and then when I decided to go back to school, again, something to do because I'm always doing something. I decided I was going to school, and I thought about it like, now, this might not be easy. You work full time. You think you can do this? And I thought about it, and I said, yeah, I think I can do it. Enrolled, got through that first semester. Second semester came, and I thought, what was I thinking? Why? Why? But I knew that I couldn't quit because
Nice.
I didn't allow my kids to quit. Every time they, might have said something about it, I would say, give it all you got to keep going, don't stop. So I was like, how can I be an example if I start this and quit. So whew, I was like, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? But I, I just kept going. And actually, my oldest son had gone back to get his master's degree. And he said, he was taking he worked full time. He was taking two classes per semester. And I asked him, I said, well, how many classes do you have to take? He said, I don't even know. He said, all I focus on is I take two classes per semester. And that's all I think about. I don't think about, we got a total of 12 classes to take or 14 classes to take. He said, I take two classes per semester. And I thought, well, that's a good way to focus on it, because then you're not overwhelmed like, oh, I
Yeah.
got 14 classes to take. And so that's what I did. But it seemed like I took two classes forever. Oh, it seemed like I took two classes forever. It just seemed like, I mean, I wasn't like he was. I did look and see how many classes I had to take, and I was always counting up my classes. But I was like, Lord, what have I done? I can't quit. I got to keep going, because, yeah, I don't want to hear what they say. Although to them, they didn't care that I didn't have a degree. They didn't care at
Yeah.
all. You know, it was just me. But I I I went, I finished, and my son came home for the graduation. I mean, I think he was probably here all of 48 hours, maybe,
Wow.
um, because he wanted to come to the graduation, and then his wife had this big event that was going on. You know, so, and I told him, I said, if you have to choose, stay there and go to her event. But Mom, I want to see you graduate. I understand that. I would love for you to be here, but I would rather you stay and support her. I know I have your support. I'd rather you stay and support her. But he figured it out. He worked it out so he could fly across country, see me graduate, fly back.
I like what you. There's a video you did for your sons on Mother's Day, and I think I saw the graduation pictures there. Guys, you need to watch that video on Q's channel. It's a very beautiful video, and I think it was such a beautiful tribute to your kids. Um, I like what you said about not quitting, and I like how you emphasized on it, like. When you are younger, you never felt like you are the perfect example for the kids, and because you had never, you had not finished college, and for you it was very important that this dream had to be fulfilled, however long it would have taken. um and I like that lesson that you're bringing out. Like the kids never really, they're all grown up. They never really cared whether mom finished college or not. And I mean,
Right. And
at
they said
60,
it. They said,
yeah.
we don't care.
Yeah, and at 60 it's not even like something that you worry about, because you life kind of, you kind of found a way around life. It's not like you're going to be it's not like you're job hunting like aggressively, like a 20-year-old is just like, or a 25-year-old is just like from college and things like that. Why was it important for you to make sure, like, it's like finishing an assignment that was just delayed, like you put it off for like quite a number of years, but you had to make sure you do a follow through? Why was it important for you to finish this, and why is not quitting an attribute that you've always wanted your boys to at least have, even as they are growing and navigating life?
It was important to me because I felt like I never measured up. Um,
Ah.
I felt like I never measured up to, you know, f- other family members, some friends. Um, and I think that's why I did it. I mean, my oldest son said I had a lot of side gigs, and I did, event cake baking and decorating. I did, sewing if I have to. That was my mom's passion. It wasn't mine, but she made sure I knew how to sew. But sewing, um, like I said, web design, whatever I felt like I wanted to do. I mean, and there were little side gigs. I made, little money doing those things. But I felt like I had to do that because I didn't have a college degree. I just felt like I didn't measure up.
Yeah.
I didn't belong. I didn't, certain circles, I just didn't measure up to.
Makes sense. And thank you everyone who's connecting to 60. I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much for that. Classic, I see on the chat. Thank you so much for coming in, Classic. I hope you're doing very well, and I hope your husband is also fine. Thank you so much for that. Thumbs up and connecting to our guests. Classic is like saying this is very interesting. Yep, it is very interesting, and that takes me to especially to something like one of the things I hear people say, especially as they grow older, that some of the things that used to bother you when you are younger, you get very, they no longer, they become like an issue, especially as you get to a certain age. Did this ever happen to you as as you navigated life, especially when you compare yourself? Let's talk about, you're talking about the final quarter. Let's talk about the first 3 quarters of life, or living, as you call it. Do you think that there are certain things that you look back and you're like, what the hell was that? Like, like even deep down, you want to go down, you want to go under a table because you're like, it was so silly, it was so useless, but at that time it looked very important. Is this thing true? Is this something that happens that as you grow older, things get very, you kind of get very you outgrow certain things, you outgrow certain priorities, and
Oh, boyfriends.
You didn't go there.
Boyfriends. Oh my God. Just what I thought was, oh gosh, boyfriends breaking up every other day. This is like close to that. This is a high school, college.
Yeah.
And realizing, older, I'm like, what was I thinking? But I thank God for time. Woo!
Yeah.
I thank God for time. I say that a lot.
Yeah.
But just the things that I thought were important then. Um, um, being together all the time, mm, the boyfriends is the first thing that comes to my mind, but yeah,
I like that because clearly there's some interesting. There must have been some very interesting stories and experiences.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
In terms of just, for example, let's just say, for example, I'm going back. Let me use your sons. Let me use your sons because I know that's very important for you. For example, let's, and I know you talked about this, and you say that your sons actually told you this, and you felt very affirmed. Like when you look at, those things that your sons have told you about how they saw you handle life, navigate challenges, and navigate things. When you're having those conversations over dinner, over a movie, over just a family hangout, do you feel like is it always affirmative enough for you in terms of your growth, especially as Q? That yeah, I definitely did grow. At least when you hear them having these conversations, especially as adults, because I know for when they were younger, of course, your mom, you're the disciplinarian. You have to help them grow up as well. But when they're now like adults and they're having conversations, and you hear how maybe they like make references to how you navigated life, how you handle certain situations, how you made a certain decisions. Does it feel very affirmative, especially of who you are as you, and how does it feel like?
Yeah, it does. When they were growing up, I used to have panic attacks. And I had panic attacks. And um, that was something I never ever let them see. I mean, I'm always
Oh wow.
talking about being afraid of everything, being afraid of everything, me. But I didn't want to transfer my fears onto them.
Oh wow.
So I would act like I wasn't scared of nothing. Oh my God. And I would always, encourage them, different things. Um, and honestly, I think I did a really good job at not transferring my fears
Oh nice.
because my oldest son, he and his wife traveled and they went inside a tiger's den. And he sent me photos. They traveled to Thailand.
Wait, did you say tiger? Like tiger
Yeah,
the cat?
yes, yes. And I woke up one morning to a text, the ding, and I opened it up, and there he said, it was a little video in a tiger's den, stroking a tiger. I was like, you need to get back to the United States right now. You have lost your mind. And then I think in another few days, my youngest son lived in Florida, and I woke up to a ding, and he was rappelling off the side of a tall building. I'm like, oh my God. I said, are y'all trying to kill me? So they have no fear. I think I did a really good job. But
I
you
love how
know,
you said it, like you're trying to kill me. Like it's a
yes, I mean, really? Because I'm waking up to this. Come on, guys. But I love that they are adventurous. I love that they um have lived other places because I've never moved from, where I grew up. I've been born and raised here in this town,
yeah.
never lived anywhere else. And I told them after college, I said, this is home. You're welcome to come back home or live here, but go see the world. There's something I didn't do. Go see the
Yeah.
world. Go experience living somewhere else, because I didn't. I didn't do it. And at this age, I don't think I'd be moving anywhere. But
Mm.
I encourage them to get out and go. You can always come back. Never did I think they were going to do that, but they did. My oldest son from college got a job in Virginia. He went there. The youngest son went to Florida for grad school, and then he lived there for a while, and then he actually moved back to here in Raleigh. And he's here in Raleigh now, but my oldest son lives in California. So,
Oh.
yeah.
I like that adventurous, and I like how the mother's instinct always kicks in, even when the kids are all grown up.
And they love sending stuff to me like that. They love sending it because they know how I'm going to react. They know how I'm going to react. I hear
Like,
a few weeks ago there was a report. My youngest son has a barber shop that's close to the mall, and there was a report on television that there was a gunman at the mall.
oh wow.
And as soon as I saw it, I called him. I FaceTimed him. And he answered, but I think he had he turned the camera off, and he was like, hello. I said, where are you? He said, I'm at the mall. I'm like,
Ah,
what? I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm trying to get out.
ah.
I'm like, he said, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Completely the drama, the whispering and everything.
Yeah. He said, hold on, wait a minute. Shh, shh. And I'm sitting here going crazy. And then he, he turned the camera on. He was in the barbershop and he was like,
Yeah.
he and his sweet mate, they were laughing. I
They,
said,
they,
boy,
he
he
knows how to get you.
yes, yes. He said, yeah. He said, yeah. He said, as soon as I saw it on TV, he said, my mom's gonna call in a few minutes. He said, as soon as she sees it, she gonna call. I said, boy.
And call you did.
As soon as I saw it, he said, yeah, I knew you were gonna call. I knew you were gonna call.
That's so funny. Welcome, Mary. Nice to see you. Let me transition now into the conversation around. I like what the joke your mom used to make. That yeah, of course, when you live in that, when you're in that house, you're going to lose weight, and that speaks volumes in terms of maybe there's probably like wellness and maybe health decisions that of course you've made. Look this amazing at 60. What are some of the life choices, especially, and they don't necessarily to be like need to be life choices, they could even be like it could be choices around your physical fitness, your mental fitness, your emotional fitness. What are some of the choices that have really helped you maintain that wellness, to look this good? It could even be genes. It may not it may not need to be like anything rocket sciencey. It could even be genes. But what are some of those things that you do, especially as routines, as habits? Just make sure that you are living your optimal life. I know you walk a lot, because I think I see a lot of walking on your channel. Yeah.
Yeah. I do walk a lot. I think I would have to say it's mostly genes. I would have to say that.
Ooh.
Um, because I honestly don't really have like a skincare routine. I I work in healthcare, I work in radiology, and I worked for Kaiser, Kaiser Permanente for a few years when they were here in the state. And there was a black dermatologist that worked in our building. And I had some um, issues with, I didn't realize I was a little bit allergic to nickel. And so I went up to him and we were talking, and he was saying, and this is actually before I actually started wearing foundation, makeup, whatever. And he was saying that, black women are naturally beautiful. You don't really need any makeup. You don't need this. And he said, your care routine, um, he said, Dove soap, and that was a moisturizer. I can't remember what it was because I can't find it now. He said, and that's all you need. And so I'm like, he's the dermatologist. His skin color is mine, and I trust what he says. So I basically used Dove soap and just a light moisturizer. That's all I used to wash my face. That's my whole skincare routine. Hmm.
Let's talk about food. Your food. Let's talk about food, because I like how you said I never used to allow my mom to cook because there's a certain way I cook. And talk to us about, like, what is your favorite food? What are some of your? Are there any particular special choices you make in the kitchen?
So my eating habits are not quite as healthy as I'd like for them to be. I do enjoy food, flavorful food. I
Yeah.
don't. The only thing I don't really like is fish. I don't eat fish. I eat
Oh
shrimp every.
no!
I don't like.
Why?
I just never have liked it. I've tried to eat it, and then one day I finally just had to tell myself, "You don't like this. You don't have to eat it.
You don't have to do it exactly.
You don't like
Again.
it. You don't have to eat it." So I do like shrimp every now and then, but I do try to be healthier, and I love like makeover recipes. Trying makeover recipes, and it's fun to
Yeah.
me to do that. Some of my friends, they are so funny because if I'm cooking and they come over, they're like, "Is this real? What you put in this?" Because I have friends who will be like, "Well, I don't like wheat pasta. I don't like that. I don't like that," and I can
Yeah.
taste the difference. And I'm like, I don't believe you can really taste the difference. So I will cook stuff and you know season it or whatever, and use wheat pasta, and then they'll come over. Oh, this is good. This is good. Can you do a little bit more?
And it's the stuff they don't like.
And it's like my son is growing up. I did cook, healthier, and um, I loved doing Weight Watchers recipes. They were so easy to do, and they
Yeah.
were flavorful. So my kids, they never really realized they were eating Weight Watcher cooking, you know, but they enjoyed it. So
Oh my goodness. What about? Let me ask you. This is unrelated, and I know Fluffy Diva is asking Red Room whether he can cook because yeah, Red Room just decided to tell us on the chat that he's preparing dinner, and I'm wondering how because I can't see Red Room cooking in my life. Like I cannot see him in the kitchen. Like I'm also shocked. So Fluffy, when you get those receipts, please like report back to us so that we can know.
can
Uh,
you cook?
well, welcome, Joe Delaney. Nice to see you. Let me ask you, Q, what is your take on okra? Because there's a gentleman who is just about to walk into the live stream and he's going to ask you that question. So let me just intercept that question before he comes. What is your take on okra? I know you said you don't like fish, but is the same
Yeah,
feeling for okra?
yeah. Okra, vegetables. I absolutely love vegetables. Um, Okra is fine. I don't cook it. I mean, I like it steamed. I like
Oh,
it fried.
yeah.
I used to have to eat it growing up because my grandmama cooked it, and that was like, this is what's for dinner. You eat
Yeah.
or you don't. Yeah, there were no choices. You eat or you don't. This is what's for dinner. There's no, you know. I mean, I see a lot of people, you know, parents now. Well, they won't eat this and they won't eat that. And my grandmama was not having it. If she cooks it, you gonna eat it.
All right.
Yeah. The
But
only thing she
okay.
did not force me to eat was fish. So,
Oh, okay,
but
makes sense.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, makes sense. I'm happy. I'm happy with the answer. I think this is that's a very fair assessment. It's not. I think I've won that war between me and David for today.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Um,
okay. I don't cook it. Never think about it,
but
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 I don't
but it's not
dislike.
like you didn't turn it down if it's offered steamed. Da, da, da.
I
It's,
mean, if yeah, I'll eat it, but I don't know
and
too many people cooking okra steamed, especially steamed. Um,
Andrea on the chat is like, oh, I'm eating dinner now and I got okra in it. And then Ocelot says, okra is yummy, great in soups and stews, and pickled in salads.
Pickled
You,
in
you,
salad.
you, are
I
people,
don't know if
you
I've
look
ever
at
had
you are
pickled
people,
okra
you are
salad.
you are people. We cannot hate on okra at all. The people are powered by okra. Ah, I like that. I like how Oslo just went all out. Salads, soups. It's almost they're about just to add snacks. Let's talk about movement because movement is a very primary part of what you do on YouTube. Why is movement important for you? And because I see you are very intentional about it.
Yeah, I always say that, and if I want to keep moving, I need to keep moving. And
Mm.
especially getting older. Um, I just think it's important. Do I like it? Most of the time, no. But the benefits, the benefits of it, are great. I feel better. Um, I work in, like I said, I work in radiology, not on the clinical side. I'm always on the clerical side. And in my position now, I have to satisfy angry patients. That's my job every day. And I can tell you that walking every morning has super increased my ability to to have the patience for that,
Nice.
because and I understand their sides, and I say in this position that I work in, the two things that I have learned is empathy and active listening.
Mm,
Because most of the time people just want to be heard. They rant and rave, but they just want you to hear them. They just want you to hear. And a lot of people don't have that kind of patience nowadays to listen.
true.
Um, they just don't have that patience to listen. And I can say, this is a job that I probably couldn't have done 10 years ago, because, I probably would have taken everything personal, and, I wouldn't have a job. But, but walking definitely helps with that. Walking, I did lose a good, uh, I won't say a good number of pounds, maybe about 20 pounds, 30 pounds walking when I first started.
Yeah.
Um, and also the one thing that really got me out to walking is Sophie. Um,
Ah, yeah.
yeah, Sophie is the one that got me out walking in you know in the beginning. Um, was I got her, and we would go outside, and she would just run. Just she had the zoomies. She would run and run like she was on fire. Just run, run, run. And I looked at her, after about a week of watching her just run outside, on the leash, because I don't have a fenced in area. And I looked at her and I said, "Gosh, she needs to be exercised. I need to walk her." But in my mind, I was like, that ain't gonna happen. Then one day I got up and went out to walk her. And when I tell you, I could barely walk 5 minutes before I was, winded and tired. And I said, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So um, I started out walking 15 minutes. I'd walk 7.5 miles and turn around and walk 7.5 miles. And 15 minutes, I'm walking in my door. Um, and then I said, well, I need to at least walk 30 minutes a day. So I built that up to 30 minutes. And and I say now that I have to continue walking in order to keep walking, because it's easy when you stop to get out of it, and then
Mm.
you don't want to get back into it. So yeah. And then at my age, I'm like, yeah, if I want to keep moving, I gotta keep moving. So
Let me ask a question about Sophie because like how long have you had Sophie, and what motivated you to get Sophie? Was it is it because it was now the house became an empty nest, or had you always just loved pets, or what motivated you to get Sophie?
so Sophie is 3. She was 3 in February.
Oh,
And my younger son gave her to me for my graduation gift.
oh,
But prior to that, um, I had another dog that I had for 17 years. Her name was Sugar. And I had to put her down
oh
in
no,
2020. And that was a hard, I didn't realize how hard that was. She was my first dog.
oh no, wow.
I had no idea it would be as hard as it was. And so after that, my son kept saying, "Well, you need to go ahead and get another dog. You need to go ahead and get another dog." And I'm like, "No, I don't think I don't want to do that right now. I don't want to do that right now." And so one of my god kids' mother, her cousin had a dog who the day she found out that the dog was pregnant, the dog had the puppies that night.
Yeah.
And she, she wanted to give them away, and my god kid's mother knew. She and my son kept trying to get me a dog. She called and said that the girl had a dog, and I called my son, and he was like, okay. And so we got the dog, and I got Sophie when she was 6 weeks old.
Wow.
Whew. I was like, I am 61 years old. What was I thinking? Because at a 6 week old, you got to do everything. You got to train everything. And so, I always start out, with a routine. They are routine. You got to have a routine. So I think I picked her up on a Sunday, and Monday morning, 6 o'clock, get up, go outside, let her do what she need to do, come back in, feed her, take her back outside, come back in, and then you got to play with her.
Yeah.
So by the time this was Monday, by the time I got to Saturday, I was like, we went outside and came back in, and she ate. I said, Sophie, we going back to bed. This is too much. This is just too much. So, but I knew I had to keep it up, and I was like, what was I thinking? I am 61 years old. What am I thinking with a brand new dog?
At this point, could we just have you accepted that Sophie may be the first grandbaby?
Yeah, Sophie's it. Sophie's yeah, Sophie's it. And we went to a movie the other night, and my son, I was moving around because I was late. So I was trying to get my stuff together. And so he was in there, and I said, Sophie, you got to get in your bed. And he was in the living room. He was like, okay, Sophie, come on, let's go get in your bed. We getting ready to go. We got to go. Come on, get in the bed. Come follow me. Come follow me. And Sophie was just sitting there looking at him. And so I'm trying to get my stuff around together, and I came out of the room, and I said, Sophie, go get in your bed. And she jumped off that couch and
wow,
in the room and got in her bed. My son said, wow, you did a really good job. I said, at what? He said, at training Sophie. He said, I was in here trying to get her to go in there. He said, she was just looking at me. He said, you just said, if we go get in your bed. And he was like, you did a real good job. I did a good job with y'all too. But yeah, Sophie has been my lifesaver. A lot of fun, a lot of company. She is very smart, so training her is easy. I'm a little lazy on training her on things I really want her to do, but the basics, she's good. She's fully house trained. She she knows what she has a bedtime. She goes to bed at 9 o'clock every night. Most of the time it's closer to 8:30. We, when I put her food out, we say prayers before she can go eat her food. So she is. I have worked hard already, but it's a lot of work I can do for her, with her rather.
Yeah, and classic is just like, oh, I love dogs. I'm so sorry, hon. I think when you're talking about losing sugar, so classic there is like, oh no. And classic, thanks so much for coming in. And speaking of classic, who does braiding, classic hairstyle and vlogs, let's talk about sister locks. This is one of the things that is you're very passionate about, and I know classic who does all this braiding on her channel, and I have to fight with her half the time because she lies to her husband that she's praying before they sleep, yet she's doing live streams teaching people how to braid. What inspired your sister locks journey? And talk to us about this, because it's one of the things, even the Nightbot keeps like talking about sister locks on your chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sister Locks, I think, well, not I think, I know. Sister Locks is the best hair decision I have made yet for my hair. Um, when I went natural, that was one thing I really, a lot of times when I make decisions, I had to really sit and think about it, think it all
Yeah.
the way through. When I decided to go natural, I'm like, okay, you're getting older. Your hair, if you let the relaxer go, your hair is very thick and it's going to take a lot to do it. Are you up for that? That's going to be a challenge. And so after I thought about that for a while, the answer was yes. And so I went
Yeah.
natural. And I think I was natural for about 7 years before I decided to do sister locks. I did two big chops. The first one, was when I first decided to go natural. And then my hair grows fast and it's thick, super, super, super thick. So it had grown out probably to this length
Yeah.
natural. It was a lot of work, a lot of work, a lot of work. Wash days took 2 days, because I had to wash it, and then all the stuff I put on it, it took a whole day for it to dry. And then I finally, I was getting to a point where I was kind of getting tired of doing that, so I got my hair cut again because I felt like if it was shorter, um, it would be easier to maintain, um, a low maintenance. Eh, wasn't quite low maintenance enough for me, but I
Yeah.
got it cut short to where it was like faded in the back and on the sides, and I had hair on the top, but it was still more work than I wanted to do. So my daughter-in-law's mother has sister locks, and they always look good. And I was talking to my daughter-in-law about it. She was like, "Yeah, my mama decided to do sister locks." She said, and she got it done, and she has not looked back. She's enjoying them. She's having so much fun with them. And so I decided, I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do that again. Gave myself a long time. I think I thought about that at the end of the year, and I didn't want to get them done until the spring or summer because I wanted to think about it. I wanted to research, um, and so I did. And I ended up getting them May of 2022.
Oh wow.
And I mean, they were short, like here on the side, they were really, really, really short, and in the back because I had cut my hair in August. So once I decided to get sister locks in October, I didn't cut my hair anymore. Um, and in the spring, I got them done, and I was like, "What? Why did I wait so long? What was I thinking?" And I absolutely love them. And in 4 years, it's gotten to be this long, and I'm trying to decide whether to, cut them off to be a little bit shorter. But I haven't made that decision.
Classic is literally screaming. This is the stylist, our resident hairstylist, and she's been on the Sunday service, and she says, "Your hair is so beautiful. Your hair is so
Thank
beautiful."
you,
Yeah.
thank you, thank you. I love it because the only thing pretty much I have to do to it is wash it. um, and I'll wash it and sit under the dryer for a little while and then go to bed. So I do love it. And most of the time I got it pulled back in a ponytail. Which like,
Oh,
I told you I got my little thing here. If I get hot, I'll put it back in a ponytail. Um
and Cheryl says, "Very becoming on you, Q.
thank
Very
you.
becoming on you, Q." Yeah. Um, you talk also about going natural, and I know this is something that you keep saying, embracing natural beauty. Talk to us about this, and why was this important for you, and I like how you keep making reference to it. And what would be your advice, especially for the women who are struggling to embrace, that shift to natural?
Well, I feel like society deems beauty as long straight hair. And
Mm.
I say that I bought into that, I didn't realize I had bought into that. I had relaxers for a a long time. And then when I had to make a decision on what to do, because what was happening with my hair is, the gray was coming through, but the vanity of me was coloring it, coloring it. And I was also getting a relaxer to make it straight. And so I had to make a decision. I'm like, okay, you either gonna, not have any hair at all, or you need to give up chemicals. And
Mm.
so
Wow.
my plan was to give up the relaxer chemical. The vanity in me was going to continue to color my hair because I did not want it gray. But in the protective styles that I wore, when my relaxer grew out, so had the color. And I just, I had to make a decision. I thought about, well, gosh, I don't want to be gray, but, you know, coloring gray hair, I am fighting a losing battle. Because at some point, I'm going to have to stop coloring it. So I decided to let go of the color and the relaxer
Yeah.
when I went natural. And that whole first year, I just realized so much about me because every time I looked in the mirror with the short afro, I was like, oh, I just didn't feel like I looked pretty.
I love it.
Um, but I got so many compliments from, you know, people and especially men. I got so many compliments from men, which I was surprised because I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to be single and gray.
Ah, ah, ah.
But after a while, I got used to it. And what was liberating about it is that I was no longer bound to time constraints of getting it uh, touched up, getting a new relaxer every 6 to 8 weeks, or
Mm.
touching up my roots with color, ever so often. It was just so liberating to not have to do any of that anymore. Um, Still didn't like the gray. I told you, you hit the doorbell.
Sophie.
I still, I still had issues with the gray, and just the whole texture, you know, because I had really bought into what society has as beautiful.
Mm.
Um, and then I started, I was like, okay, this is your hair. If you're gonna wear it like this, you need to rock it. You need to up that confidence,
Yeah.
by 10. Even if your confidence level is 1, you gotta go and look like you are confident with this. And so that's what I did. That's what I did until I got all right with it.
Oh, I love that. You're getting some very beautiful compliments. Hey, Jason and Gina, that's my family right there on the chat. Welcome, welcome, Gina. Nice to see you. Gina, thanks so much for connecting over to Q. Classic with the resident hairstylist says you can cut your hair in a board style if you want to 60. This one is already seen how she's going to like do your hair. This classic. Why already soliciting for like gigs here?
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I was planning to do. Maybe get it cut in a bob. Come on,
Yeah. And
come on,
then and then
come
she
on.
also says, so true. That's what my mom told me because I always want to dye her hair. And she says, no way, let it be, let it be, let it be. So I think just trying to
Mhm.
like add to what you're saying into the conversation around going natural. And then Gina, of course, is like, oh my God, her hair is so beautiful. Yes, the sister
Thank
locks. Yes, sister lock, sister rocking her sister lock. Okay, we are going to see a. Does Sophie want to say hi to us, Q, or?
Yeah, I think she's trying. Come here. Ooh,
Let us see Sophie. Oh, Sophie.
Sophie, look up there. Say hello.
It's so adorable and cute.
Yep, this is my little trusty sidekick.
So cute. 60 plus. Guys, that is the Sophie in 60 plus. Because I know some of you always like go and say, hi, Sophie. No, it's Sophie. This is Q. Q is 60 plus. And then Sophie is the sidekick. So Sophie is the dog. So anytime you go and you're commenting on Q's videos, um, Sophie is the dog. So you should be saying, "Hey Q, I hope you and Sophie are doing well." So that just to give you context. So Sophie is the dog. Uh, 60 plus is the beautiful lady you are seeing on the screen, but she's called Q. Q. That's the short form of her name. QUE, not Q like Q on a line or something like that. Not that one. Or just type letter Q. She will get it. She will get it. So I know some of you are always like getting confused over this entire name thing, but at least now you know. Uh,
Yeah,
Auntie,
when I
welcome.
first started, there were a lot of people that called me Sophie, which is fine. That's okay. I don't
I,
mind
I
that.
like I like how you even me I used to call you Sophie initially, and I like how you never even used to bother correct it. So I was like,
Yeah, it's
until I
fine.
finally was like, so I saw like what everybody's calling her Q. I'm like, huh. I'm like, hmm. That's how I got to know it. Yeah. YouTube police, welcome. And once again, Gary, our condolences on the loss of your dad. We were just like saying that earlier before you stepped out. Our condolences on the loss of your dad. Wish the family, comfort during this difficult time. So thank you so much, Gary, and thank you so much, Gary, for sharing that with us now. Yes, so now, now most of you have just realized that Sophie is the cute, adorable dog, the sidekick.
It's my little trusty sidekick.
Yeah.
And I know when her name looks like it should be pronounced coffee, like coffee.
Yeah, like when somebody's searching for your channel name, Q, it gives 60 plus and coffee.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh
and then now
wow.
it picks your channel, so it gives coffee as a suggestion. So it's always so
Oh.
fascinating. Yeah.
Yeah, I just like, spelling my pet names different. Sugar was just spelled SHUGA. Um,
And
but
then I get it. So coffee, but now Sophie, but the
oh,
the
yeah,
the coffee, the Sophie, not Sophie, the name of the typical name, but Sophie
right.
like coffee. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I just
Interesting.
that was just something that when I decided to name her, I was just going through a name. Everything I'm always thinking stuff. Thinking,
Right.
thinking about stuff. So
And that takes us now to the next bit in terms of doing stuff, doing stuff, doing stuff, doing stuff. One of the things I know you say, you travel with your girlfriends, and you try to at least occasionally have fun. You also enjoy coloring, which is like creativity. And then, of course, you have YouTube. But before I get into YouTube, let's talk about coloring because I think that is like that's a very good mental creative time, for yourself. Is there any inspiration behind the coloring, and like is it a hobby that you picked up, or is it something that you always just loved doing?
as my dad got older,
Yeah.
he really enjoyed coloring. Now he could draw,
Yeah.
um, but as he got older, I mean, that was one of the things he really, really loved to do. And I thought, coloring, coloring like kids do.
Yeah, exactly.
And, for Christmas, that became gifts I gave him. He loved getting coloring books and crayons, and I'm like,
Yeah.
really? And then it just became a thing. I had friends that love to color and have coloring books and markers and coloring pencils and things like that. So I said, I guess I could try it. I'll try it. I'll try it. I'll try it once and I'll try it. So, and it's very soothing, very soothing. We had a big coloring pattern on the wall at work, and I tell you the truth, I'm always trying to color in stuff because I'm like, this is getting on my nerves here.
And just give me an idea. That's actually a very great live stream idea, because I've seen those adult coloring books, and I'm just like, if I have the pencils and I have the crayons, I can just be chatting with people I like color. Hmm. Hmm.
It's a little soothing. It can be, soothing, and you can get lost in it.
I love that. And, you also talked about, did you also talk about you talked about sewing, and I think you said you picked that from your mom. Do you still do that, like sewing and stuff?
I sew when I have to. um, two things my mom did. My mom was a hairdresser and she was a seamstress. In later years, she became a correctional officer, but she always made sure that the girls, it was 3 girls, 2 boys. She made sure that we knew how to do our hair and
Oh,
she made sure
nice.
we knew how to sew. Now, and I always say, these were her passions, not mine. I know how to do them, but these were her passions. They weren't mine. Um, so I can sew and I do sew rarely, but I have a sewing machine that she gave me when I graduated from high school. And so of course that sewing machine is old as all get out. But it holds a lot of sentimental value to me now. And every now and then I'll pull it out. I don't like to, but my sons will be like, "Mom, can you hem this or can you sew this? Can you stitch this up?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, do I have to?" But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I like how Mrs. G says, nice. I never learned to sew. And for me, I remember, I think the last time I did it was I think when I was in primary school, because it was part of I think they used to call it home science or something. And
Here it
yeah,
was
it
called
was,
home economics.
yeah, oh, home economics. Yeah, yeah, they used to, that's the only time I think I remember. But and then they think they changed the curriculum in this on this side of the world, and they got rid of art, they got rid of music. I love music for some reason, and there goes my violin dreams. And by now, probably I'll be performing in France or some opera or something. I'm just saying. So yeah, there goes my dream of being performing in world. What is the name of that? That opera thing in Australia, that big building.
Oh yeah, the opera house.
Yeah, the opera house. That one. There goes my dream because they changed the curriculum. I always blame the school system in Kenya for making me not live my best
Right.
dream as a
Yeah.
violinist. Yeah, so they got rid of that stuff, so it became optional for only those who needed to to do it. But I think I like just as you I like how you give credit to your mom for making sure that you guys were able to make your hair, and you're
Hmm.
able to fix a few things, like you losing a button. Yeah, I can always fix a button on my shirt or something like that. So, and at
Hmm.
least that's what I appreciate about it. Prepared me for life in a sense. It felt horrible. I hated that subject, to be honest, because it was labor. But it
My
was
dad was
labor.
a barber, so he made sure the boys knew how to cut their hair. So
See? Oh my god. Cute. Personal question. Do you even have any expenses like going to the salon and things like that, or you can easily just do it?
oh no, I have to go to the salon. Oh,
Just
now
checking.
the only thing now is I go get my hair retightened. I don't know how to retighten my own hair. And it's not really something that I want to know how to do because I have over 400 locks. If I had to retighten my own hair, oh man, my hair would be that short because I would cut it off. I don't have, now that's where I don't have patience.
I like the honesty. I like the honesty.
Yes, that's where I don't have patience. I probably should learn in case another pandemic happens, but not anything
Let's-
on my list to do soon. So,
I like the example you gave earlier about pandemics and how they made you realize that your age. But also, let's talk about your YouTube journey and gadgets and devices and things.
that's,
Yeah. Uh, why are you on YouTube? And I know for you, you said I know you got on here just like a while ago, a while back, and but you, of course, you now became more active over the years. Your channel officially just hit 800 subscribers at the Sunday service. But talk to us
oh,
about how you started. Talk to us about those false starts, those moments where you are like, "What am I even doing?" Talk to us about what do your sons think you do on YouTube? Because that's also a conversation because I'm sure your sons were among your first
what happened? Um, I don't know what happened. You went dark, Goga. Um, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say, I don't see you. Goga, I can't hear you. Can you hear me? I don't know what happened to Goga. I don't see him. Okay. Okay. So as far as he was asking about my channel, I'm not quite sure what happened. But he was asking about my channel and how I got started. Um, when my mother passed away in 2016, I kind of went to YouTube. I somehow or another I just was on YouTube a lot. I did go to YouTube to learn how to take care of my natural hair. And so I was just watching YouTube. I learned how to do makeup on YouTube or my makeup, and I just really liked YouTube, and to me it looked easy. It is not easy. It looked easy, and I thought about documenting my hair journey. Thought about document my natural hair journey via YouTube. So I started a YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel name was called Natural Gray QT. That's the letter Q and the letter T, Natural Gray QT. And it was going to be to document my natural hair journey. You know, my learning, my wash days, anything about natural hair. Well, what I was using to film was my Nikon DSLR camera. The only thing with that was it took so long to get it set up with the lighting, everything. It took so long to set up, took so long to figure out how to get it focused. And I probably did one, maybe two videos. I did one makeup video. I did one natural hair journey video. And and so I was like, maybe this ain't for me. So then after that, I started watching more videos than I uploaded. So I, started watching videos and watching videos, all kinds of videos on how to be a YouTuber, on gadgets and equipment, makeup, cooking, um, funny videos and stuff like that. I was watching all of that, and I wasn't uploading anything. And then in August of 2024, I thought, maybe I should give this YouTube thing, just give it an honest try and do what I need to do. And so I changed my channel name because it was no longer about natural hair because I had locks. And I didn't want to do a whole channel about locks because I didn't feel like I knew enough about sister locks, micro locks, any kind of locks, traditional locks, any kind of locks. So I I was trying to figure out what I was going to name my channel and what it was going to be about. Like I said, I still don't have a niche. Then I thought about doing, something that would target women over 60, black women over 60. Wasn't quite sure how to do that. And then I had Sophie, and I was going to put my age in Sophie. But then I thought that's going to restrict me to whatever that age is, 61 and Sophie, or 62 and Sophie. So I just decided to say 60 plus. That'll give me a good 10 years. So they give me 60 plus, give me a good 10 years, a good 9 years. And I said, well, I'll give it a whole year. I'll learn what I can learn, do what I can do, and see, what happens. Now, this is how much I did not know about YouTube. I had decided in August when I decided to do this, I was like, I'm going to be monetized in 90 days. Whew. That right now,
That was bold. I mean,
that was called, I didn't know what I was talking about. Nor did I know what I was doing. Because I realized that being YouTube it's a job, you know? Um, and I had to think about it. I'm like, okay, I'm taking a whole lot of time doing this, but I do have a full-time job and I cannot jeopardize my full-time job. So I kind of pulled back and, just trying to figure it out. And like I said, I did it for almost a year before I even told my children that that actually had a YouTube channel and that I was actually working on it. But I was going to go from August 2024 to August 25 to see what I could get done, how much I could get done, and if I wanted to continue going. But during that time, I met so many wonderful, helpful, motivating, inspiring people. Um,
yes.
that I'm just like, I don't want to stop now. I'm slow at getting to 1,000. I'm really slow at getting to 1,000 subscribers and definitely the watch hours, but I'm okay. And then, I thought about, at the end of the year is when I plan to retire. And I was like, maybe by, then I'll have it together. This was in 2024 when I said this. I'll have it together and, this can be something that I can do while I'm, once I retire. It gives me something to do, give me something to look forward to, give me people to connect with and just have fun. Which is what how I still feel. Um, yeah. I'm slow getting to 1,000, but I'll get there.
You'll get there. And I think for me, I like that bold move. I'm very curious about why did you not tell your kids like way before, like the day you told them that you have some YouTube channel? What was their initial reaction like? Because ordinarily, some people normally run to their families and they're like, hey, I have like literally. I think my entire family, they are subscribed to my channel. Whether they watch, that's a different story. But I know I literally forced the entire family to subscribe to my channel when I opened a YouTube channel. Everybody, like I go to an event, I'm like, give me your phones. I literally forced them to do it. And I know they did not. They did not like it, but they did it under duress. Why did you like? Why did you like take your time before you made the boys even just get to know about the channel?
Oh well, first of all, I didn't know what I was doing. I did not know what I was doing. And um another thing is I kind of felt like, being over 60, I was afraid my kids would be like, "Mom, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? You're putting everything out on the internet, blah blah blah." I
Yeah.
thought they would be like, "You shouldn't be doing that." Not necessarily because of my age, but you know, you need to find another hobby. I thought that they were going to be that way, but they were totally the opposite. They were proud and excited. My oldest son went and watched, not movies, went and watched some of our videos. Um, and he was like, that's really good, Mom. And I think I can't, like I said, I had maybe around 400 or less subscribers. And he said, wow, you got almost 400 subscribers. And I'm like, that's not a lot though. I want to get to 1,000 and beyond. He was like, well, Mom, you are on your way. You're doing good. Um, and then that's when he said to me, he said, I think that's great that you're doing YouTube because um, he said, don't mean to sound morbid, but you know, you doing this, then we will, when you're not here
Mm.
anymore, we'll have your videos to watch. And for just a split second, I was like, wait a minute. But then I thought about it. I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense because, you know, they will have videos to see me walking, talking, laughing, singing, doing whatever I do, as opposed to just the memories, like photos. I have one sound clip of my mom singing.
Oh,
And
wow.
every now and then when I want to hear her voice, I'll go listen to that. And I've got tons of photos and just a few clips of videos of her. Um, so I thought about that. I was like, wow, and the more videos I have, the more they will have to watch. Now, this photo here, that's their dad.
Oh, wait. Let me just pause it a bit. I think it was moving too fast. And sorry, I think it just came on the screen, so it may be a distraction. But I know people like Auntie like collecting receipts. Um, this one.
Yeah,
And
that's this was a couple of years ago when my oldest son was here, and we all went to the movie together. And that's their dad back in the pink shirt.
nice. I like how they look. They really have their dad's face for sure.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. They do. Yeah.
There's a comment that came here from Mrs. G. Mrs. G says, Q's editing skills are very good. She has cinematic skills flowing through her veins. And it does not stop there. So I think she's known you longer. So this she said some very interesting things here that I wanted to just highlight. And number one was, Q has grown so much from doing a 15-minute live stream to a pro now. Uh,
Well, I don't
this
know about the pro, but Mrs. G was on one of my live streams where I was
yeah.
making pancakes one Saturday morning. I was making pancakes. And, I was ready to cut the live stream like after I've made the pancakes. And she kept talking in the chat. And
Yeah.
she kept me on. I think I ended up being on that live stream for about 45 minutes because I kept trying to hang up. I kept trying to get off. So I thank her for that because she definitely got me going in that.
Love that. Love that.
But honestly, none of my friends and no, very, very, very few family members know I have a YouTube channel. I decided I wanted people to find it organically, and maybe by the time they find it, I will have 1,000 subscribers and know more of what I'm doing better. But yeah, that was I just absolutely was not going to tell anybody, until I got to where, I felt like I was doing, super well.
I like what Auntie agrees with you. That's what I always say to Q. It leaves a legacy for my kids and the grandkids. You did an amazing. I was watching the video you did on Mother's Day. That was one of the most beautiful things I've ever watched on YouTube. And it is so
Thank
random because I watch a lot of live streams more, and then I like the people who don't do live streams. I like watching like just snippets of their videos just to give them support because I know they don't do live streams anyway. So your video literally popped, like when you open YouTube in the morning and then you see this video just popping on the screen. I'm like, oh, there's a video suggestion nearby. So it was yours. And it was your thumbnail and your voice, and it looked so good. I was like, okay, this is receipts territory. Let me go and watch. Literally, I did not even like open any live stream. I just clicked on your video because it was the first thing I was seeing on my homepage, and I was like, oh, this must be nice. And let me tell you, I sat there and I just liked how the way you are seated there very nicely. I think it was in the evening or at night in one of your
you.
rooms there with the light, with the lampshade on. And I think I liked how reflective it was. And for me, I think I could tell there's a thought that went into this video before it was done. On this Mother's Day, I just want to do something special for my sons.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
man, that video, I don't know, there's just a way it hit me, and I'm like, I'm not even her son, but I just felt it. Like I felt like she's speaking to me. Um,
Yeah,
that I think I love that video. Guys, you need to go and watch the video she did on Mother's Day. I think it is one of still her latest videos. Just go
yeah,
and check like 3 videos away or something. It's still one of the fresh ones that she did on
yeah.
Mother's Day.
And that was
Um,
inspired. It was actually inspired by what my son said. That whole
yeah,
video was inspired by that, and um, you know, we do photos a lot together. We don't do a lot of videos together. Like that's what they do all the time. So they're really not interested in being in front of the camera. They don't want to take photos. They don't necessarily want to be in videos. Um, but I think I plan to do a live stream with them one day. I don't know what day that's gonna be. I'm still trying to talk them into it.
that will be amazing. I think I think you need to do it. I think when that can be something when you can prepare them psychologically and tell them when I get 1,000 subscribers, or you can even push it further and tell them when I get monetized, because I think it's going to happen soon. When I get monetized and I'm doing a monetization event, you guys have to be there. I think that will be amazing. So it will be like 60 plus and Sophie and boys or something like
Boy,
it. Yeah, and the
yeah,
boys. I
my
think it can.
son, we were talking one day, my oldest son, we were talking one day, and we were just talking because I'm, trying to get him and his brother to get a YouTube channel, and we were talking, and he was like, "Yeah," he said, "Yeah," because I want to be a YouTuber like my mom. I was like, that didn't even
Oh,
sound. Hey, he said, "I want to be a YouTuber like my mom." I'm like, "Wow." And then when I
look
was
at
in my youngest son's shop the other day, the barber shop, he's telling his partner in there. He's like, "Yeah, my mom's a YouTuber." I'm like, "Wow."
I love it. I love that. I love that. I love that. And I think it speaks volumes of it's like it goes back into your what you were just discussing earlier when I was asking you about mother, being a mother and what it has meant to you over the years. It's like you're nurturing another baby in a sense, and then it's taking shape. It's not exactly there. Like I think for me, that's how
Right.
I look at it. It's not exactly there, but it's getting there. You're figuring out something. It's something as simple as how, guys, look at the way. Guys, can you just, in case you're on the live stream right now, can you give this beautiful woman her flowers? Are you seeing the lighting, the background? It's a professional right there. Like somebody who's watching you for the first time, there it is so effortless. There's a way the picture behind you, there's a way it is strategically placed. There's this nice color on your right. The choice of the outfit you decided to wear to the live stream today, you knew the house is already too bright. Let me get something that can tone it down a bit. And then it's how the light hits your face. It's how the hair like is hanging loosely. It is not a ponytail. Today the hair is all out. So it's bringing you out very clearly. There
Thank
is
you.
something that has gone into it, and it's like you're figuring things out, and now there are certain things that are working. Talk to us about what is your pain point on YouTube. And please don't say editing. Everybody, all the guests who come to the Sunday service, they like hating on editing. What is your pain point on YouTube, and what is that one thing that you figured out, and even you are so proud of yourself in this content creation journey?
My pain point is being more supportive, in the community,
Oh,
watching
nice.
others' videos. I definitely try to catch all the lives that I can, and I enjoy that. And finding a balance. It's just finding a balance of, for me, finding a balance of filming, editing. I don't have such a problem with. I am a slow editor, I'll say that. Um, but I don't have any real issues with editing. One thing my younger son, who's the
That's a blessing.
cinematographer, he told me one day I did a film, and where I had jump cuts, I was filling it in with transitions, and he said, jump cuts are good. Those are good to have, especially if it's just like a talking head video. It's good to have the jump cuts. You don't need to put transitions. And I was like, oh, good, because that's one less thing I have to do in my editing. So I don't do the transitions too much more. But, for me, trying to support everybody that definitely supports me, I'm grateful. But I do need to give back. I was in one of Red Room TV's live one Saturday when he did the channel review, and when the first few he did, and one of his biggest things is community support. And so when I saw that, and he said that, then I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have him review my channel, because, I don't have anything on my community page that will take you to somebody else's. But, he kept going. And then I finally was like, you know what? You need this critique, and go for it. Go for it. So, um, I guess I rolled the dice to the right number, and I typed in the thing. I said, let me put on my seatbelt. I need to buckle up my seatbelt, because I know I'm about to get it. And he was very, very good, very gracious with my
Mm.
channel. Now we got to this community support, and he called me to the front of the class. He called me to the front of the class, because and I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. And, I had the option of not rolling that dice, because I knew at some point my number was gonna come up, and it did. But I was there for it. I was ready. I was ready. I was accepting. I understood, and he was right. You know, and I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. But it was funny, because when he said that to the first few people, I was like, oh yeah, no, you don't need to do that, because you ain't ready. You ain't ready.
My
But
trick, the first time Retsu started doing this thing about the rolling the dice, so I intentionally started putting the wrong thing on the chat. So I was typing mice, I was typing nice, and so the guys were getting so worked up. Goga, you're typing the wrong thing. It's supposed to be dice, and I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I don't want Red to like come for me on his thing. But I totally like how you put it. It's a very beautiful critique, and it's also like a good way of learning, because I think he shares like a lot of gems of wisdom. Because I was there that day. I think when you questioned, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, this is actually right. We need to actually make these pages more active, because I never like remember, it doesn't even occur to me like until I'm like, oh, I need to like share this person out or something.
right, I
Until
mean,
sometimes you say it, yeah.
even this live stream, I thought about it this morning. I'm like, you need to share this out. You need
Yeah,
to share this out. And I said, well, I can go ahead and share it out today, which is good, because it was happening today. So I, shared it out earlier. And I'm like, you should have put this out already. So my thing, that supporting, sharing stuff on my community tab, um, finding the balance. And there was something else. I can't remember what it is. And I just thought about it and it's gone. That's that 64-year-old mind. Um, thought about it, it's gone. If it comes back, I'll let you know.
Come to you. Um, the other thing I'm going to ask, and maybe it may also just maybe it may be what you wanted to say, but it's also in terms of gear and the investment that you put in the channel, the
Ooh.
devices. Yeah, let's talk about gear. Let's talk about what you use for shooting videos, creating content, and
So I'll say I do have a video coming up about the gear that I have. Now, what I use.
girl, how many are they? Like, I like the way you said it. It sounds like there are many. They're like a lot.
Woo! Well, you'll see in the video. You should watch it. But what I use is my phone. I use my iPhone to video, uh, and I use CapCut to edit. Um, I like using my iPhone because it makes the lighting it makes the lighting better automatically. Um, like I said, when I was trying to use my Nikon, I had to set up. My son bought me a ring light for Christmas a few years ago. I set up the ring light. Then I had this wig uh, head that I would put on the tripod and sit it where I was supposed to stand, and then go back and try to uh, focus it. That was way too much. But between then and now, yeah, I've accumulated a good amount of gear. And to be honest, I didn't even realize what I had until I started doing that video. And I started bringing things out, and I thought, oh my God. And then I was like, should I even film this and show this?
I like. We are waiting for the video. When is the video dropping?
I haven't edited together yet, so hopefully maybe I'll do that tomorrow and get it up this week.
I love that, and I think it's important because it helps you it helps you see at least. I like what David Ant likes saying. David Ant always says start from where you are. Like it can be the phone alone and that's it. And for you now, for now you see it has transitioned into like maybe I have this. Let me know. I don't want to say so much to like ruin the curiosity of the video. People may see certain things that they did not expect. The other day we had a photographer here talking about the kind of cameras we need to be having. I know you are a culprit when it comes to cameras as well that are not probably used. We talked about we talked about ring lights. We talked about like the soft boxes and whatnot for like Cheryl last week. But I think I'm looking forward to that video because I think it will help you it will help us like at least make some very interesting comments in terms
And
of the gear.
just know that I don't have everything in that video. Full
What do you mean?
transparency. Everything is not in that video.
Put everything. We can always do an addendum to the video. when it comes to like let's say there's somebody on the live stream or somebody who's replaying this live stream and they're listening to us right now. What and they just want to start a YouTube channel and they have no idea where to begin. What is that, knowing what you know now in the short time you've been here, 800 subscribers later, on the road to 1000? What is that one lesson, just one that tip, or that one thing that you'll tell them that of course was a game changer for you?
Just do the video and post it. I mean, upload it. That's it. Upload it. Don't think about it. I talk myself out of uploading a whole lot of stuff. Still, just do it. because, and I've heard people say that, and I kind of feel like I've gotten better. But the more you do it, the better you will get, the more you will learn. Um, and just go for it. Just go for it.
I like that. I like that. You know, that is the best. I love that. I love that. How did you overcome your fear of overthinking a video? Because I know a lot of us go through that phase. Let me even like think of it even in terms of your first live stream. The first time you ever had to show your face on a live stream and talk to people in real time. You know, how do you overcome that fear of that fear of perfectionism, that fear of just post? I think that's the most brilliant advice I think somebody can ever give you on YouTube. Just post it.
Yeah. And honestly, I can say I don't think I have overcome it. I just have to say to myself sometime out loud,
Yeah.
just post it. Just upload the video. Just do it. You know, don't think about it, because I overthink everything, and then I won't do it.
Yeah.
So I have to say, like I said, sometimes out loud, just upload it. And I said, you might get one view, you might get a million views. That would be wonderful had some happened. But I have to think about it in terms of, you got one view. That means one person took time out of their day to watch your video. Or, I think I probably get about 30
Yeah.
to 50 views. And I think about, that's 30 people, 50 people
Yep.
watched my video. So, and even with my subscribers, and telling my kids, at the time, I think I had, like I said, 400 or less, and they were like, "Wow, you got that many followers?" I'm like, "That's not a lot." And then my son would say, "That's 400 people, Mom. That is 400 people
Yeah.
that have come to your channel and liked it enough to subscribe." So I have to think about it that way now,
I love
and
that.
not so much in terms of it's taking me forever to get there. I just think about, when we started this live stream, I had 792, but that's 792 people.
People. Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a
And
lot.
still growing.
Yeah. Yes. And I'm grateful for all 792 and whoever else is there now. I'm so grateful. Um,
And
because I just, I want to be an inspiration. I would like to motivate people, um, help any way I can, you know, give wise counsel if I can. I did, going back to my divorce, one of my friends was going through it. This was years after mine, going through it. And I just talked to her. I said, I know you don't believe this, and I know it just sounds like I'm just saying words. I said, but you will get through this. You will be fine. I said, you just keep doing what you're doing and don't worry about anything else. You will be fine. And in recent years, she's come to me and she said, when you said that to me, she said, she said, you were right. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think you knew what you were talking about. She said, but you were right. You were so right. And I've heard her tell other people that too. And I'm like, wow, wow, my words, really? But, I'm always here to encourage, and just inspire, um, in what I do and what I say. Be an example. It's just
okay.
me.
Auntie says, we love you, Q, so authentic, and she totally resonates. Yeah, and Red Room agrees with you as well. And so I'm sure tomorrow, if he calls you in front of the class, at least you'll have good thing. You'll not be put on the spot.
Yeah, when I heard Red say, "Q, come to the front of the class," I was like, "Oh,
Yep, what did I do? And you start thinking of all your sins. It's like, even me sometimes he says that, I'm like, no, what did I do? What have I
Okay.
done? I've not even interacted with this guy for the last 24 hours. What did I do? Then I know he has had some receipt somewhere
Yeah.
about
I
me. So I know
expected it though. I knew he was gonna do that. I was hoping he would breeze by it, but I'm like, nah, he gonna call me out.
it took his time there. It really took his time. And those are the times the wife is not calling or the son is not calling me because I don't know, guys. There's something I love about Red Room is his son, because his son has gotten me out of a lot of problems with the dad. Because if there is one person Red Room does not know how to ignore, it's his son. When he's live and the son calls, he will dump everything he's
Or
doing.
what, or what I like is the son catches him when he says bad words. He calls him
Yeah.
out quickly. I was like, okay.
Yeah. So guys, always pray that you better like don't do anything crazy unless time those live streams where he has picked the boy from school, because the boy is likely to interfere with him. So time those ones. Don't go for the ones where he's like early in the morning where the boy is nowhere in sight. So you need to get into the ones where the boy is like somewhere in the scene. You will be saved from a lot of. Those are my hacks, guys. Don't go and tell it. Those are my hacks. Janet says, hi everyone, congratulations to you both. So excited for you. You are an inspiration. I was widowed after 28 years, remarried in my 50s, and started my silver sister locks journey. Oh my goodness. Look at you.
Thank you.
That
Awesome.
Janet Bishop. Janet Bishop, thank you so much for that compliment. And Janet, thank you so much for
Yeah,
uh
thank
for
you.
that beautiful compliment. All right. I was going to ask something else about your YouTube journey, but I know you're growing, and I know what kind of content do you enjoy doing more? Videos, live streams, shorts? Which content format tends to work for you?
I definitely enjoy shorts because it is short. It's quick to do. Live streams, I would say would be last, but I did a 7-day challenge live stream
Yes, I
last
saw
week.
that.
Last,
Yeah.
and I did that challenge to get me to do more live streams because I would talk myself out of doing a live stream every time, every time. So, and just like I said, in anything else, you only get better by doing it more. So,
Absolutely.
and now these are conversations I have with myself all the time. You know, you only get better if you do it more, but I don't want to do it more. But you have to. Yeah, these are conversations I have myself. So I want to do more live streams, and I like doing long forms. Um, I do. So I would say shorts would be uh, my my favorite, but you don't really get any watch times with short. So I gotta put that on the back burner, and it's forcing me to do either more live streams
Yeah.
or long forms or both. I just have to, you know, hit that record button and go for it. You know, that live button and go for it. Take it out, take it, take off with it.
Okay, that's a good one. Short. Okay, shorts. I like the idea of live streams, and but you're right. They can be quite something, especially if you have like other competing, other things that you're doing in life and stuff. And also live streams, I think most people, you cannot edit things out easy. They happen in real time, so it's already out there.
Man, I think the worst thing has already happened to me during live streams. I fell in a live stream when I was walking in the you heard that bell. When I was walking in the breast cancer walk, I fell on a live
You
stream.
that needs to be a short. That is content, premium
I
content.
I put that in a short. I did a short, but I did a long form video about it. And yes, I put the fall in there. And then I did a live stream a couple of Saturdays or more downtown at a Art Explosion Festival.
Yeah.
And I approached a young lady who I thought was a former coworker of mine, And it wasn't. So I've had two of the most embarrassing things to ever happen on a live stream. You know, I fell, and then I went up to somebody who didn't know who I was, the wrong person. So I'm like, what else can happen? I might as
I
well
like
just do
that.
a live stream anytime now, because those are two of the most embarrassing things that can happen to you. So,
Oh yeah, because if it was a video, you could have just said, okay, they're not going to know this stuff. I'm not going to like put it on the video.
I was
Ah,
like, "Are
goodness.
you Felicia?" She was like, "No." I was like, "Oh man."
Ouch. Ouch.
Yes, yes. And the thing
Ah,
about that is I thought I had hit the mute button, but what I had done was hit the reverse button and turn the camera back to my face.
oh, so your reaction was literally there for everyone to see.
Yes, yes. That's why I say, two of the most embarrassing things that could happen have happened to me already. So I should be able to just do a live stream at all, anytime.
Are there any other platforms where you post content beyond YouTube, like maybe TikTok, Instagram? Are you on these other social media platforms or it's just YouTube?
So I do have an Instagram page, and I do have a Facebook page, but I don't have them connected to my YouTube. So none of my Facebook friends know that I have a YouTube. None of my Instagram friends know that I have a YouTube. Every now and then I think about, well, if I want to get a higher subscriber count, I could probably join the two, but I'm not ready to do that yet.
Take your time. I mean, it's a very intricate balance because even me sometimes I don't like. I use Instagram a lot to get in touch with people on YouTube, but sometimes I feel because my Instagram crowd knows me for yoga and not necessarily YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook is full of high school people and stuff, and my family, so I
Yeah.
don't use it much really. So it's always like it's a very intricate balance to be honest. But I mean, clearly you're not on TikTok, so you did not say TikTok, so I will
I'm
just leave
not
it.
on TikTok.
I just leave it at that. All right, guys, if you're not yet Mr. Russia, nice to see. In case you're not yet connected to Q, please connect to Q. I know I've kept her here so long. I can't believe I've been sitting with Q for the last 3 hours. Time flies at the Sunday service. But we are getting towards the tail end. So make sure you're connected to this beautiful lady. I want to now navigate retirement, and then we get into the closing segment. In terms of, you've made reference that you're looking forward to retirement at the end of the year. You know, talk to us about retirement. Why is it something very monumental for you? Of course, that means you'll have more time to do things on YouTube. In case you are still on, or very active on this platform. If you don't get convinced by the kids to jump over to TikTok and the rest. Yeah, talk to us about retirement, because that's totally going to be a totally new chapter for you. And are you excited about it?
Yeah, I am. I'm excited about it. I
I like
really
the sigh. I like the sigh before the answer.
am.
It's like
Yeah,
Goga.
I'm excited about it, but it's also scary because I cannot remember when I didn't work.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, I've been working since I was 16, and if I had known at 16 that I'd have to work the rest of my life, I probably wouldn't have worked until after college, and I would have gone to college. But um, it's exciting. It's a lot that I need to do, for uh, Medicare, and hope that I have Medicare. Um, and leaving my job, I've been there for 16 and a half years. Actually, in October it will be 17 years. And just thinking about the new chapter is a little scary. Now, I've been talking about, retiring when I get 65, retiring when I've been talking about it for years. Where now, you know, with 7 months to me being 65. 6 months from almost 6 months to me being uh, 65. So now it becomes more real, rather than just um, a vision. It becomes more real. Like, wow, the end of the year is coming up in a few months, as opposed to 5 years from now, 3 years from now. But I decided my full retirement age is not to 67, but I had a health scare um, in 2022. Found out I have lung nodules and didn't know I had them for 10 years. So in 2022, with that, you don't know what's going on, what has happened. I knew I hadn't had any kind of symptoms or anything. Um, I chose to have a biopsy, which came back negative, and then we followed up with a CT scan every 6 months for 2 years, which was industry standard, to follow it up every 6 months for 2 years. And then I wanted to do it another 2 years, just simply because for 10 years I didn't even know I had these things. So we followed the nodules for 4 years. And this past February, we found out that there was no change from February 2026 to 2022. So 4 years of no change in the nodule. So um, I felt like, even at 61, when I found out I had them, I'm like, gosh, Lord, am I even going to make it to 62? Because I just didn't know what was happening. And so I realized then that, I, if given the opportunity, I do want to enjoy living my life, with my kids, my family. I don't have any grandkids so far, but maybe one day. But just wanted to enjoy family, enjoy life without having to worry about work.
Mm.
So I made up my mind then, after I had the biopsy, that at 65, I'll go ahead, because at 65 I should be eligible for Medicare. Um, I mean, it's 2 years short because it should be 67, but life is even shorter than that. So, and with losing my friend at 64 made me, confirmed that, maybe you should just go ahead and do this at 65 and enjoy your kids, enjoy your life, travel to see them, to visit them.
Mm.
California and Ohio. My sister lives in Ohio. We lost my brother-in-law last year, and they had been married 55 years. So, back and forth there, and then, visiting my son. Just, you know, just enjoying life.
I like
Just
that.
life. Because life is precious and life is short. It is short.
Oof, that's deep. Um, I'm going to like break the ice because of what you said. Have your sons had the subtle grandmother hints yet, or are they pretending not to?
No, no hint. I used to hint it. I used to hint to them about grandkids. Now I just come out and ask when. When?
Grandkids were
When?
part of the retirement plan, right?
My plan was to work until I had grandkids, and then I would retire and take care of the grandkids, because that's expensive but I would take care of the grandkids while they worked. I'm like, it's a simple plan. Y'all not helping me with my plan. I got a grand dog though. I do have a grand dog. His name is Jamal. So
I like this, and I hope the kids. I think as they watch this, they'll be. I know they love. I know they love. They love like a fit of laughter. I think when they hear this.
they'll
I was.
be like,
I'm so.
Mom, you're doing too much. Mom, you're doing too much. That's the way they'll be.
I'm so fascinated. You started working when you were at 16. Like it's been. Oh my God! It's been forever. Like literally.
Yes, it has. And I was so eager to get a job at 16. If somebody had said to me, "When you
Relax.
be working,"
I think I started working when I was 18, and I think I got so I think I worked for 17 years. I got so tired. I think after that there was no longer motivation, and then I think I had to take a break and stuff, and then get back to it. But I can imagine because it's been like 50 for you. It's been like that's literally your entire life, Q.
yeah, I've only had a break twice, and that was maternity leave.
Yeah. Yeah. Ah, you look so beautiful. That is from G. Guys, this is the time you can ask your questions before we shut this down. So in case you have any questions you want to ask Q, in case you have any, if you don't have questions, I know some of you normally don't have questions because you've been listening anyway. You can drop those nice compliments like Mrs. G, who is saying that, oh, you look so beautiful. I know I know like Janet came and was like saying how she loves her sister locks as well, and she's been enjoying them. In addition to other information, thank you so much, Janet, for that. Yeah, in case you have like sons, in case you have sons who are like also at that age and you want to maybe like exchange and things, feel free to like ask. I was waiting for some ladies here to ask whether they want to be in-laws, but I know they're being subtle. I was waiting. Ladies, ladies, I'm always there. Miss V, I know you've been there on the chat, just quiet. You could just ask. It's like I know they are they're very good looking sons, but of course one is taken. You could always ask. Q. Are your sons available? Asking for a friend. There are many ways of asking
Asking
this
for a
question.
friend.
Asking for a friend. Um, yeah, asking for a friend. It can always happen.
I was at an event last night. I was at an event last night, and my son was actually videoing the event. And
Yeah.
so, young lady came up to me, and she was like, "Is your son married? Does he have a girlfriend?" And I was like, "No, he's not married. I don't think he has anyone special." I said, "But I don't get into that. I don't get into that." I asked him one time. I said, "Do you want me to help you find somebody?" He's like, "No, no, mom, no." So I don't get into that. So
Smartly, that's smart. I know. I knew it. There's some ladies here, they were being tempted to ask me that question. And they're like, Goga, we just did not know how to ask, but thank you for taking the question out of us. Kanini, thank you. Kanini, thank you so much, Kanini, for that 4 months of trust. Thank you so much, Pauline. Kanini, I really appreciate the support. Miss V saying very fascinating. I know, Miss V, I got you. I see, I got you. Top to bottom organics. Welcome, top to bottom organics. Saying,
hey,
hey, lady. Yeah,
hey, hey,
yeah.
hey.
Yes, I like that. I like that. I like that. Thank you. So I like those of you who don't have questions and you just like you're just excited to like connect to Q. If you have not yet connected to her, the link is still pinned up there on top of my chat. And thank you so much for pushing her to her next milestone. We are working so hard to make sure that at least she gets to a 1K. She also has a playlist. Please like help her with that playlist. And at least I know she put in that request the other day when Resume was asking people. Please interact with that playlist so that at least when the 1,000 reaches, at least the 4K may also be there, so that we get the monetization as a one-time event. Jamaica Speaks. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming in, Jamaica. Happy Sunday to you. How is the politics of Jamaica taking you today? What has the speaker done? Simone says, "You look absolutely stunning, Q. I admire your strength. Listening quietly today, you are a gem." Oh, look at that.
Thank you. I
Simone has just,
appreciate it.
Simone has just been in the bushes the entire time, and then now I almost discussed receipts. Simone, what if I talked about you? What if I talked about you, Simone? Um, thank you so much for coming in, Simone. I appreciate you. And please say hi to Pamo for me. Yes, guys, feel free to drop any questions you may have for Q. In case you're not yet connected to her, please feel free to also connect to her as well. Make sure that you're part of that beautiful community. Um,
This picture
Q, when
here
you look
go.
at
This
say that
photo
again.
here. This photo
Yes,
here. It was
Christmas.
taken the same Christmas. So my youngest son lived in Florida. I went down there for Christmas. My oldest son lived in Virginia. So I say this was the first time I ever had to pack flip flops and a bathing suit and boots and winter wear in the same for the same trip. So I went to Florida and for
Wow,
a few days, and then I went to DC uh, to spend Christmas with both of them.
I love this. How does it feel actually like when you have to like travel to different places because of especially because of, you have to be in touch with your boys. What does it feel like, especially over
I
the holiday?
I absolutely loved it when I really loved it when my oldest son lived in Virginia and my youngest son lived in Florida because I was between the two.
Yeah,
So, and we were all on the same coast. Now my oldest son lives in California, so it's a bit different. But yeah, traveling. We were just talking about that last night. When are we going? When are we going this summer to Los Angeles? So
I like that.
I do, and I tell them, go wherever move, go somewhere. You're only a flight away. I will get to you for sure.
Imagine that. Wow. Yeah. And I like how even you said something very beautiful there about keep living. Life is very short, and these are some of the things you're really looking forward to even on retirement. Just even going to visit your sibling, or it's so amazing just thinking through it, and also maybe because I like one thing you say that you're that person who can never you don't know how not to do nothing, like
Right.
you like being busy, you like keeping your hands busy, keeping yourself busy. And I can only imagine the amazing things you're even going to do even on the channel. When you look at the channel, the way the channel has been growing, and even just how you've been connecting with the community, and just getting out of your comfort zone. um, do you see are you already finding yourself leaning towards a certain niche, or it's still going to be variety and leave you open to explore different things? So what is that looking like when you look at the crystal ball that is 60 plus and Sophie?
Well, I still don't. I still don't feel like I have a particular niche. I don't feel like I know enough about locks and sister locks to like be an expert on it. I'm an expert on mine, but
Yeah.
and I can tell you what I do for mine and how it works. Um, but I really like inspiring people. I do like sharing my story um, because there's somebody out there that can relate to it. They may never say anything.
Mm,
And I always say that whenever I do something, if I reach one person, if I only reach one person, then I've done my job.
I
Um,
like.
but you have so many people that can relate to it that may never say anything ever. Um, but you never know what you say could save somebody's life.
Facts. Totally. Truth. I like that. Uh before I give you a chance to I'm going to go to the rapid fire segment, and then we'll have the final question, and then you can wrap up the show for us. Hey Timo, welcome Timo, nice to see you. So the rapid fire segment is just the segment before the last question. which is more reflective. And then we'll have you like we'll give you like at least a few minutes just to wrap up the conversation in case there's anything that we did not ask and you wanted it to be part of your message. At least it can come out there, and then we'll be able to release you from the Sunday service. And then yeah, um rapid fire questions. So these ones, don't even overthink them. They're just like a yes or no kind of answers, or just one word answers. But there are some you may have to explain, especially if they get very curious. I will try to keep them at least at most 10.
Okay.
The first one, coffee or tea? Hey, Sophie, don't worry. I'm releasing mommy soon.
Coffee or tea? Neither.
Tea.
Neither.
Either. No. Wow. Wait. What? No coffee, no tea.
It has to be decaffeinated, and if it's decaffeinated, it will be coffee.
Okay. Decaf. Okay. So that's neither. That's actually neither.
It's like water.
Yeah. I guess what it is. Morning walks or evening walks?
Morning.
Ooh. Any particular reason? Don't you have to be at work?
Morning, because if I have to wait all day, I will not do it.
Okay. Oh yeah, and I like what you said about the kind of people, clients you hang out with. The work actually helps you in terms of that. Okay, I remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hiking boots or comfy slippers?
Hiking boots or comfort, the slippers.
Okay. Favorite healthy snack?
Say that again.
Your favorite healthy snack?
Apples.
Apples? Okay. No comments. I wanted to get more. It's like apples.
You said
Okay,
healthy. So you said healthy.
All right. One word that describes this season of your life. One word.
Exciting.
Exciting. Oh, nice. Ooh, nice. Favorite thing about being over 60? Don't talk about the benefits.
Oh, okay. Then I won't talk about being the benefits. Favorite thing about being over 60. Being over 60.
I know. I just realized that actually. It's like,
Yep.
raise your hand if you're over 60. I didn't think so. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Janet is asking a question. We interrupt normal the rapid fire questions to take Janet's question. Janet is asking two questions. Number one, how long have you had your YouTube channel? Number two, how long have you had your lock? And what do you love best about it?
So I've had my YouTube channel since 2017. However, I've really been paying attention to it since August of 2024. So almost 2 years. I've had my locks for 4 years. And the best thing I like about the locks is they are super low maintenance. All I have to do is wash my hair, get it retightened, but wash my hair. I don't have to put any other products on it if I don't want to.
Okay, thanks for that question, Janet. That was a very beautiful question, and thank you for subscribing as well. And yeah, let's give her that support on the playlist. It will help her at least move on to the next milestone. I don't see any other questions, so I'm going to continue with my rapid fire questions, guys, before we release Q. I'm having such an amazing time. I don't want to release her, but I'm also mindful of the time because I need to let her go.
I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah. Window seat or aisle?
Ooh, I'm over 60. I need an aisle seat so I can get to the bathroom. I love a window seat, though. I love a window seat.
Now, look at you now. You're not pushing this over 60 thing, Q. It's like, when I get it. One place you still want to travel to.
Italy.
Italy. Ooh, talk to us about this eat, pray, love thing. Why Italy?
I just I just think it's a romantic place. Now, I've never been there, I don't know, but I think it's a romantic place. I love Italian food. I love authentic Italian food. Um,
Ooh.
so yeah, that's one place. When my son and daughter-in-law were when they were planning initially planning their wedding, it was going to be in Italy, and I was so excited.
Wow.
Then they decided to have it here in the States, so I didn't get to go then.
It will happen, and I think I can't wait to see the video that you'll make in Italy. It will be a queue in Italy, like the Emily in Paris moment for sure. Right. Funniest thing Sophie does.
Oh my god, the funniest thing Sophie does is she likes socks. She
Oh,
likes socks. So, I've given her socks. She steals my socks, socks. I don't know why.
that's a good thing. Okay, still on the Sophie moment. Who is more spoiled? Is it the boys or Sophie?
Ugh, that's hard. Because they, all of them are the same spoiled. If you ask me, they all are the same spoiled. And that's what I like.
Okay, that's fair. What is that one thing you've learned to forgive yourself for?
Before, um, I guess the only way I can explain it. One thing I
Mm.
used to be hard on myself about was my perfection in um, singing. And it used to be when I would sing, you know, and do solos or whatever. If I and only I could hear it.
Yeah.
Nobody else would hear it. But if I hit a note or if my voice cracked, I would replay that in my head forever and ever and ever. But nobody else heard it. So
Mm.
I've learned that things happen. You keep going, forgive yourself, move on. Don't nobody knows about it but you. So it took me a long time to do that.
Nobody knows about it but you. I love that. I love that. And that was tied to what I was going to ask next. And that was a song that always lifts your mood.
A song that always lifts my mood.
Yes.
Um, it's gotta be Jesus, center of my joy. Jesus, you're the center of my joy.
Wow, nice. Okay. Um, Second last one. One thing you absolutely make time for every week.
Talking to my kids, I will I will cancel everything to talk to them or see them. But most of the
Oh,
time,
nice. Okay, I like that. Last one. Last one. What advice will you give to your younger self?
whew, um, take care of you. The boys are gonna be there. Take care of you. Get your education. Oh, I wish I had somebody to tell me that then. Get your education. Take care of yourself. Love yourself, and um, it's kind of hard to tell somebody to be confident, but realize the confidence you have in yourself, and just
Yes.
realize your potential.
Well said. That is the end of the rapid fire questions. So the final, and this is really now for the Sunday service itself. As I figure out how we are going to sign up and release you, I just want to say thank you so much for hanging out with me for the last 3.5 hours. That is time that I don't take for granted. It's time that cannot be like recovered. But I think for me, I just appreciate the candor. I appreciate at least the amazing lessons. I like what Auntie called it trinkets. And auntie, why are you like this? Auntie's asking a question. Auntie, I'm in the zone. I'm just about to like, Goga, you have to ask my question very fast. Q.
Is it so?
Um, she puts those, even as she knows she's pushing. Is there someone special in your life to travel to Italy with? And then she puts these emojis to neutralize the question so that it doesn't look like,
she, she taking notes, getting receipts.
yep, she's getting a
Um,
receipt.
not at the present moment, but there, maybe soon.
Maybe. Hmm. Auntie, Auntie, I know you are so happy. You've made this lady's day. She loves receipts a lot. You totally made her day. She's going to spin this tomorrow. It's going to become a whole thing. Um, David says, Goga, don't forget me. David, I already asked your okra question. It was already answered. Q is not entirely opposed to okra. David, have you connected to Q first before I answer you? I say these okra questions you have to ask on her channel to make sure that you are connected to her channel. But she
So is
answered the
this
okra.
is so Fluffy Diva did a singspiration. Is this David that uh sung and played the piano? Oh my god, he was
Yes,
amazing. Amazing.
yes,
Amazing.
that's the one.
Yes,
We
amazing.
we all love David, and the only place everybody disagrees with David is his okra stance, because he is so anti-okra. He campaigns against okra. Any opportunity he gets, he'll yeah. But we agree on everything else except his
Except for
okra
okra.
position. His
Okay.
okra position. Yeah. And speaking of singing, I almost put you on the spot to sing, but nobody, guys, no, none of you has asked you, none of you has asked like you to sing, and she's very gifted. She has an amazing voice. She sings in the
They
church.
don't have to sing.
None of you asked you to sing some, but it's not my business because you did not ask. I'm not going to like put her on the spot. So, but she sings, and she gave a lot of examples there about her singing and everything.
Go
David,
ahead.
next time we love David with the piano, and then you come with your favorite song, and then I pair the two of you, and because David always knows how to like, he can play anything so long as just give him the cue and he will play anything with his piano.
Yes, I
piano.
would love to sing with David. I heard him. I was like, oh my God, he is amazing. I would love to sing.
David, are we making this collaboration happen? David, did you hear? David, we are making this collaboration happen. I would love to sing with David. David, we are making it happen. So I will ask David, tell your people to call Q's people and then make it happen. Because I know you all have peoples. You all have peoples. And that is now being put on the spot for asking very receipts questions.
Yeah, that's funny.
Guys, leave Auntie alone. We all know Auntie was going to ask this question, and and I know some of you also, you are not confident enough to ask it, and Auntie asked it on right on your behalf. So leave Auntie alone. Right. Anyway, I was saying, Q, it was such an honor having you on this Sunday service. And I'm glad, today was the best day for this to happen. I know like itineraries were getting busy. Life was always life in, but I'm so honored that, you really got the time to like grace us with your radiant and amazing and beautiful presence for this show. I think it's been I wish I could have you here like longer, but I know I'm also mindful of the time, and it's Sunday, and we need to like make sure at least we leave the rest of the Memorial Day as it is, whatever it is that you have planned. But thank you so much for the beautiful insights. Thank you so much for the amazing energy. Thank you so much for the receipts that you've given some people here. But above all, thank you so much for at least the gift that you're sharing through 60 plus and Sophie, and even the videos that are yet to come. And I really appreciate you just like taking on this collaboration. I mean, you could have had better things to do with your Sunday, to be honest, but you created the time for us to just come and share with us what you had. You're always welcome at the Sunday service anytime. I can't wait to see the collaboration between you and David. I'm going to really make sure it happens. David knows me. I'll follow through. I will follow through, and I'm sure he's going to make sure that it happens, even if it's on his channel, just for us to see that. And I think there's a very good collaboration that can happen there when it comes to music. He likes supporting people on music also. He's totally going to be biased in your favor, clearly. Because Goga does not speak music, so he never really bothers. He knows I speak okra, but because you're speaking music, is going to definitely follow up, knowing what I knowing David is going to follow it through. So yes, I think let me not like over labor this conversation, but I just want to say thank you so much for really creating the time for us to have this conversation. I'm going to now just put you on. I'm going to now leave the rest of the few minutes left for you, just to like wrap up the conversation for us, and then we'll be able to release you. Sign out to your people. Thank everybody who was here, and all these amazing people are still connected to your channel. Guys, as soon as Q leaves and says bye, we are going to end her live stream. She's not yet at 1,000 subscribers yet, so she cannot like put you on a flight yet until she gets 1,000 subscribers. So you will take an Uber back for the affirmation, and then we go figure out who we are going to raid. I don't know because I'm so scared of crashing flights nowadays. So you'll just Uber back as soon as Q's live stream ends, and then I will send you somewhere on a raid. So over to you, Q, and thank you so much. I will send you a link tomorrow for the collaboration, so that you can just click on accept, and you can also send me yours as well using the studio. But I will explain that to you later on. All right.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to say thank you so much for having me on your Sunday service. This has been amazing. I have been anticipating this all week, and I even was here today watching my church on live stream instead of being there because I wanted to be prepared and ready for this service. And it has been everything I hoped it would be. And so I want to say thank you so much for having me here. Thank you for all the supporters. Just thank you for being interested in anything that I have to say. Thank you for joining my channel if you have. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. And I wish you all the best. A happy holiday tomorrow. I'm going to be here at the house just chilling, just me and Sophie. And you see, she comes in right at the perfect time. But thank you so much, Goga. I really appreciate it. I feel so honored, and I feel so special to be a part of your Sunday service.
Anytime. Right. Oh, you're done?
I'm done.
All right. Okay.